Hello. Sorry I'm running a little bit late. I was trying to use the Stream Deck to switch the scene to like this one, and I set it up yesterday and it was working perfectly fine. But of course, when I'm trying to do the stream, it doesn't seem to work. I also lost my voice, so I apologize if I sound a little weird. I've had like a weird like throat thing for a while now, so hopefully it's gonna go away soon, but it's been like a week now. And it's like, ugh. So, sorry about that. But, yeah, I did set up the Stream Deck, so unfortunately the scene switching for some reason, like, suddenly is not working. But I did get some other, like, kind of cool things that I wanted to try for a while. Like... Oh, it doesn't work. I have to, like... I think I have to play with, like, the offset so it goes to, like, right about where my face normally is. I have to play with the positioning on these. But, yeah, there's a few funny ones. And then I like this one too. That's probably my favorite. So yeah, I got a few cool little, like, sound things to play with. So that might be a little bit interesting. But, hi everybody. And, I did something else too. Let me see if this works. Hello. Check it out. You see that? You see that? I did that. I did that. It works. Hello. Hello everybody, by the way. Hello. I like the clicking on the things. It's so cute. That's crazy. It actually works. Actually. So yeah, I was playing around and I also finally did the thing where I took like 2 pieces of leather and put each piece like the thing that connects the microphone to the desk. I put a piece like in between the metal and the desk on each side, so like under and over the desk, if that makes sense. Like there's a desk and then 2 pieces of leather and then like clamp over those. So yeah. So hopefully that helps a little bit. If not, I'm gonna have to keep troubleshooting, but like there's no reason to have an expensive microphone and not have good sound. Like if it's gonna be garbage, I might as well just use like I don't know, headphone microphones or something, like the ones that come with the Apple earbud things or whatever. There's no point having this if it doesn't work as intended. So, oh, hello, examination. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Okay, so let me. Oh, what I wanted to do was I was gonna paste the stream in a few places, but I am running late, so that's not great. Let me at least get the link. So yeah, I was thinking as far as like scheduling and stuff, and I still don't know if I like Wednesday or Thursday better, but I was thinking of doing at least 2 streams per week and having like maybe the weekday be a more like politics focused one, and then the weekend be more of like a debate focused one, or like weekday be like politics / culture or like whatever's going on, and weekends be more like fun like debate review kind of stuff. So I don't know if I would want it the other way around, because I feel like probably the debate like fun review stuff is more probably more fun for people. So I would figure like the weekday would be kind of like the the less like, if you don't really care about what I have to say about politics, like it's gonna be on a weekday, and it's like, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not gonna take up like a weekend slot. So I hope that makes sense. I did have a few videos that I don't know if you can tell by the thumbnail, but there are a few things that have happened recently that I thought might be interesting to go over. And I know last time we were going over an interview with this kid named Nick Shirley, and apparently he like crashed out over social media, accused the other person of like editing out of context and all that stuff because people kept making fun of him. Like, I don't know if you remember, but he didn't really come off like real smart in the interview. Like when the really like famous one was the benevolent. Like he couldn't say benevolent. He said like, "Oh, what's benevolent?" Like he didn't know what that word meant. I think you know what I mean. Let me just find a clip of that because I'm pretty sure it's like everywhere. Sure. Yeah, like YouTube already knows. Where is? Oh my goodness, there's like a lot of people that reacted to it. I don't see like a clip of just that. It's all like clip and stuff. I just wanted the clip on its own. Nope, not this. Maybe it's this one. Nope. Nope. Maybe. Is it this one? No. You know what? It's not important. I don't want to waste too much time trying to find it. But I don't know. I don't know if you remember or not. But that's what happened. He couldn't pronounce or understand the word benevolent. He's like, what's benevolent? So that was kind of funny. And there's a few other instances where like he was like, oh well, why didn't you speak about Charlie Kirk? Like, why didn't you say anything when that happened? Like, you should have said something. And he's like, well, I did like a whole show about it. So there's a few places where he just kind of looks like an idiot. And so apparently they actually tried to edit it the best they could to make him seem like a lot more together. Like kind of how I do it when I do when I edit my regular videos, not like the live ones, but the regular videos, is I go and I remove like all the dead air and a lot of the and likes, and I leave a few in, but like I got myself stuck saying it. But all of the weirdness of the sort of like what I'm doing now, like this stutter awkwardness, I trim that out so it's more watchable, and so it kind of let's see the so it gets to the point. So like in the regular videos, there's like I think I posted a screenshot of like the one I've been working on, and it's small supercuts, not supercuts, but really like super small cuts of stuff just to trim all the dead air out of it. And that's sort of what they did with him, and they were showing kind of like how that looked like. So what we saw was really them trying to make him look as good as possible. And apparently Nick Shirley came out over social media and started saying like, oh well, they edited it a certain way just to make me look bad. It was a bad edit. I'm smart. I'm really smart. It's a bad edit. They like ambushed, I don't know, whatever he was crashing out over it. And the person that did the original interview, they basically had a response to share, so that might be kind of fun to go over first, maybe. Let me drop links in a few places here before I forget. I think maybe in the future I should try to do this like right before the show starts, but I don't know, when people click on links on like Discord or something and the show hasn't started yet, I don't know if that's like annoying for people. Like if somebody shares something and it's like a future live and it's not on yet, I don't know if people like click on that and forget about it unless it's currently going on, or if that would be something that's better. I don't know. I'm kind of going down the list here. Figure it might as well. You know what? How many people are live right now? I don't want to like step on anyone's toes. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay. So let me pull up that one. I have it saved somewhere. Well, I don't know. Do you guys want to start with the Nick Shirley one, or do you want to start with the the Redpill? What is it? I don't even know what to call it. It's like the top creators of like the Redpill space with the Tate. Well, that whole thing where they went to Miami clubs and started doing like little mustache men like songs and stuff. Everybody seems like there's backlash, so maybe we could start with that because that's a little bit more funny. And the Nick Shirley stuff is kind of like I just thought since we started on it before to continue in it, but let's see. Which one is the drama stream? I don't know. They might all have a little bit of it. It depends on the day. Like, I would say like the Nick Shirley stuff. It could be argued that that's drama, even though it's like a big, like viral back and forth that's going on, and there's like politics involved. I would say that's probably like kind of drama, and then like debate stuff has drama stuff that's related sometimes too that might be relevant. I don't plan on doing like a lot of like all drama streams, but I don't mind mentioning if it's relevant. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't do drama, like everybody does it. So if it's relevant or if it's like something's currently going on, I think it could fit in either bucket. This stuff. I hope it's not like completely awful, but I appreciate that at least it's not like, you know, completely terrible. And then the more like I think about like not stuttering, the more it makes it worse. So if I don't think about it, it's not as much of a big deal because I kind of the nervousness doesn't like build on its build on itself. But if I start thinking about stuttering, then it makes me stutter more. So I'll try not to think about it too hard. Okay. I mean, smart is the most convincing thing a person can say. After all, they're the only person to really know. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this kid, but he does seem to have like something isn't quite right. I don't know what his deal is, but it seems like if you don't edit out everything, he doesn't really. He's kind of seems like he's disoriented and like benevolent. Like I feel like that's a common enough word that even like middle schoolers know that. I wouldn't even be surprised if like elementary schoolers know that if they're kind of smart. But yeah, it seems like he's very like hurt by people coming out and pointing out that he said some ridiculous stuff. Let's see. Oh, is this where the Redpill guys take a blue pill? Yeah, I don't know what exactly it's called. Oh, hello, Vargas. Welcome back. Nice to see you too. And I don't know what exactly it's called, but they went to the club. I don't know if I can really play the clip because it's, well, NAZI related. So I don't know if YouTube is gonna be cool with that, but it is going kind of viral, so I don't know. Maybe if I like, oh, you know who did a good, pretty good coverage of it? I think, Tree did pretty good coverage of it. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. You know what? This was actually pretty good. Okay, 1 second. Let me share this one. I gotta figure out my window organization because to get like the chat thing to pop up, I need to keep the window open. I can't use the regular chat. It doesn't. The one that's like where it's like pulls it into the stream application. It doesn't work with that one. I have to use the actual window. Let me No, what am I doing? I broke it. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't break it. But I lost it for a second. Not lost it, like, oh, I'm losing it. But, like, I can't find the window. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow, it makes it, like, really big text, too. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna have to change that later. Okay. Sorry, just getting organized here. I do wish that the little buttons that I set up would work. I'm really confused why they did yesterday, but not today. So let me get the screen share set up for y'all so you can see what I see. No, this one. There we go. So somebody did a reaction to it where they put like a bunch of them together, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I might skip around it a little bit, but okay. I'm trying to place deaf tasks because I'm usually really good with them, but I'm a bit stumped. I'm Russian. I'm like an American citizen, but I'm Russian too, so I hope that helps. She did no audio. Yeah, it seems like I think so. This person reacted to it, and it seems like their video is still up, so I think it'll be okay if we maybe skim through this one here. It wasn't native. Yeah, I hope it's at least like not completely awfully distracting. I'm even surprised people really pick up on it because usually most people don't. I don't know if it's something to do with like the nervousness of being on stream that makes it more obvious to people. But before I started streaming, people like in real life have never picked up on it since I was like, I don't know, since I was a teenager. Like people just don't really notice at all unless I tell them. And then I think it might be something about like the awkwardness of streaming that makes it come out more. Because people keep noticing on stream somehow, like on YouTube, people keep noticing. So I've been found out, and before being accused of being a Russian spy, that's usually what comes next. I wouldn't think so. It's very natural. Okay, well, thank you. I hope it's not. I rather hope it is. Hopefully not like completely awful. Okay, I'm gonna quit blabbing because that's when it gets worse. And let me share. Okay. So this is Tree. She's the one that did like the Wilson expose that people keep talking about. But I think she does this. She goes over a few of the videos, and it is very funny. I don't know if she has the HH one. Okay, they do have. She does have them in the club. Okay, so these are the people that we're talking about here. This is the famous, all of the famous people except for the guy in the pink suit. He's not as famous. I think he's Andrew Tate's brother, but nobody really knows what his name is. And this kid on the right here, he just popped out of nowhere. I've never even heard of him until very recently, and his name is really weird. Clavicular? Is that supposed to be like clavicle? Like the clavicle bone? Like I don't understand what it's supposed to refer to, and what is it about like clavicles? I don't get it. The name freaks me out. I don't like it. But this is something called looks maxing. Don't ask me what exactly that means. I mean, I understand the language of it, like, oh, you're trying to improve your looks to the maximum you possibly can, but I don't understand, like, it seems like it's like a subculture of some sort. So beyond trying to look better, I don't understand what the culture around it is. I don't understand how it's a thing. So that's this thing. And then we've got this guy with the suits. His pants are always so tight. I don't know and like the top suit. For somebody that acts all like rich, you would think he would try to get his stuff like tailored so they fit properly, but he always I don't know if maybe that's on purpose because maybe he's trying to be like, oh, I'm so buff, my muscles are gonna pop out of my shirt any second. I think that's like the message he's trying to send here by wearing clothes that are obviously not well fitting. Like his whole outfit is too tight. And this isn't like I've seen him before. I was actually gonna do a video on him, but then he like disappeared, and it was gonna be kind of out of date because he was around. He was doing like the whatever podcast. He had that whole thing with Lila Rose where he was super triggered by her like asking him a few questions, and he was like, "I'm not triggered," and he totally was triggered. So, and this is Sneako. I haven't heard Sneako like do anything before, but I know he's like in the same space. And I did save a video that he did later about this that I was actually going to go over. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll find out what it's about together. And this is Andrew Tate's brother in the pink. He really stands out there. This is Myron from Fresh and Fit, and Fuentes and Andrew Tate over here. So I don't know what this deal was, but it seems like they like went out on the town and did this whole like, look at us, we're having like a rich cool people party thing, but they keep playing like Little Mustache Man songs for some reason. And because of that, there's been a bunch of backlash. There's been clubs coming out and saying like, oh, you're banned from all like everywhere in Miami. You can't. The club they went to said they're banned forever. They can't ever come back. And apparently, it was like like little hat owned club as well. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say like the regular word for people without it like flagging me. I don't even know what the deal is. Like, I have nothing against the little hat people, but if you say for some reason, I don't know. I've seen like completely innocent things get. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, they apparently went to a club owned by the people that the Little Mustache Man tried to exterminate, and played Little Mustache Man songs. So I could see why they wouldn't want them back. But I don't understand, like, the whole thing, it looks like they were just trying to be cool or, like, edgy or something, and they thought that they were just like, "Oh, we're such rebels, we're doing something so edgy, like, n people don't say this stuff because it's, like, censored, and we're, like, so cool," but nobody else thought it was cool, and now half of them are, like, backtracking, they're, like, trying to backpedal, and the other half are going more, like, in. So apparently Tate and his brother are out and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't, it's not even, Sneako did it. It's not even my fault. I didn't do anything. I walked out. I was hardly even there." Like he's trying to run away from it. And then apparently Myron and Fuentes are completely doubling down, like making fun of the um people in question. And I think Sneako put out a video we'll watch later. We'll find out what he thinks. And I haven't heard anything from the um, too small of a suit guy here. What's his name? I forgot. But I don't know where he's at there. If he's also trying to run away or not. I haven't heard anything. Or this kid over here. I'm not sure about them. These two over on the right. Let's see here. Oh wait, I thought you were a Russian spy this whole time. Oh no. I'm sorry to disappoint. Cringe apocalypse. They're obviously alpha males. Except for the guy with the wrinkled jacket. Oh, which one? Oh, this is the pink one. The pink one. Yeah, I could see it's all, yeah. He really does stand out. Like everybody's always, not always, but everybody over here is all wearing black, and he's like bright pink in the middle. It's very cute. I thought he also was portraying himself as like an alpha male. I thought they're all like alpha male wannabes. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. Let me skip through to where. Okay, so here.
Mute because I'm not going to play the words, but this is
okay. So she does have it on mute, and she explains it here, like what's going on. Sneako is going crazy in the back here. Look at his face. So this is when they're playing the song apparently.
To Kanye West's song HH, okay? Hell H, you know, the H man, okay? The little small mustache man. And they played this in the club.
She said that the same way too. It's funny.
And they start singing to it, doing the salute to it. And like, and let me tell you something. Sneako loved the cuck lyrics of this song because he was like, yes, I'm going to be known as a cuck, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, there you go, Sneako, embrace it.
His eyes are like crazy.
Embrace it.
It's kind of pausing on.
But anyway, this
like,
did not go
blurry, like in a blurry way, but in between the pauses, they're like
with the people. And guess what? So many people complained. They got
So this is the message from that club that they're banned apparently, and they're like, oh, I don't know how this happened, or like we don't know how it happened. We don't know how the song played. We're so sorry, etc., etc. And all right, let's. This is
I think maybe a VIP section. I'm not sure.
Oh, so this is also when they were at the club, and apparently, they had some issue with there were some girls sitting over here, and what is it, clavicular or whatever. He thought, he was like, oh, these are ugly. We're gonna get some hot ones. Get these out of here. But they were with So apparently, Fresh and Fit. That's like two guys. It's Myron and another one. So the other one, I think. What is this show? This is the next one we're gonna do, but Alba and Preach call him Coconuts. I don't know what his name is, but they call him Coconuts. I don't exactly remember why, but so they were with Coconuts. But Myron was like, well, you guys got to get out of here because Clavicular wants them out, so you got to get out. And then when Coconuts was like, no, they're with me, Myron was still kind of like trying to get them out, and then he sort of gave up because, like, I don't know, he's not gonna. I guess there was some conflict about whether these two particular women should stay or go. It seemed like there was some confusion. Anyway, that was pretty much that. Yeah, she's got some subtitles on here over what happened, but I kind of just described it. We don't gotta watch this whole thing. Like, oh, they're with you, and then they sort of move on from it. But Myron was like ready to kick them out just because this clavicular kid said so. I don't know why. Like, is he like the boss? Like the little young man here? Is he like Myron's boss or something? I don't get it, because he was like ready to, like, yes sir. You know, I don't understand the group dynamics.
What's up, Tate?
I broke it. What's this? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna play that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So that happened, and so Sneako went out and put out a video about it. And so did Tate. So actually, I guess first we might have to do the Andrew Tate one, because he went on Patrick Bet-David's show. Let me find that. 1 second. You do not meet the prerequisites for being an alpha male if your jacket is wrinkled. Is that true? I don't know. Alpha LARPing. Clavicular. I can't even say it. Clavicular is such a weird name. I agree. I don't even understand, like, does he have like a clavicle fetish or something? Like, what is it about? Because that's what it sounds like. There's no other word that it is even close to that I can think of. Yeah. let me find the Tate one, because I only saw this recently. I don't know if I have it saved, but Drink by David, Tate. Yeah. So this was yesterday. It's a very long interview, but I don't know if we need... Yeah, we don't need the whole one. We're not watching the whole thing. It's like, we're not watching 3 hours of entertainment. We're not doing that. And here we go. So this is gonna be Andrew Tate sort of crawling back in his hole wherever he came from and crying about how it's not his fault. At least in the clips that I saw of it.
Extracurricular activities going on in Miami, some songs being played, some text messages, phones blowing up, and
I didn't hear what happened.
Yeah, so there was this group of guys that were hanging out playing the song in a city, Miami, where most of the clubs are owned by this community that the song was bashing, that, you know, by Kanye West, and then everybody reacted. Matter of fact, why don't we do this, Tate, to just kick it off?
Sure.
Good to have you back on here.
I'm glad to be back with the guys.
This looks like the cigar lounge from Madrid.
Yes, it does.
It's not. Let's pick a city we're in right now. We're
Okay.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolutely.
Oh, they said the word. I've been like trying to avoid saying the word this whole time, but I don't know. It seems like some people say the words and they're fine, and some people try not to say the words and they still get hit. But I don't know. I don't understand YouTube.
Disgusted, horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics Heil Hitler over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial.
I mean, this is on YouTube, so I guess we'll use that as an excuse.
Influencers are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. So here's Myron. He's very excited about it. And there's the pink suit guy in the back. He's also very excited about it. He's all like pointing and stuff too. I don't know. I think they'll pan over here in a minute.
And one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
Yeah, that was Myron doing that.
Have people in our...
And you could see that Tate got out, but later well, you'll hear him because he's like, oh, well, I got out of the car when they were doing it, but they arrived, so of course you would get out of the car. He's saying like, oh, I wasn't, like trying to say like, oh, I got out of the car because they were playing the song or something. But it seems like they got to where they needed to go, so he got out of the car because he was next to the door, not because like he's like, oh, I can't be here anymore. But that's how he's trying to play it, because that's what the video shows.
City celebrating this. Animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
And by the way, I spoke to other club operators. They are not welcome in their club. How they got into this club, open arms, I want to know how.
The videos are from Saturday night. This one inside the Club Vendome at 743 Washington Avenue.
I was so excited.
The club releasing a statement on social media that reads in part, we want to be unequivocally clear, Vendome and our hospitality group do not condone incident.
Yeah. Firstly,
I get it.
But I want to be very careful here because I don't want to deflect too heavily. I don't want to be blaming other people, etc. A whole bunch
I don't want to be blaming other people, but let me go ahead and blame other people.
of songs were played that night, none of which I requested. None. I walk into a
It's not my fault, you guys.
nightclub and songs are played. Unfortunately, if anything happens anywhere
Also, why does he talk like that? I know I have it sped up a little bit, so it sounds off, but even not sped up, like...
near me, it gets tied to my name. If someone got shot in that club, they would have said, Andrew Tate's in a nightclub where this man...
It's so, like, performative. Like, the way he talks and sits and everything, it just... Everything about it just looks so fake. I don't know, how can people look up to this man, and everything about him, like, screams fake. I don't know. It's just kind of the sense I get. Animals. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they were completely, like, rabid animals. I think that might be blowing it out of proportion a little bit. I think they were trying to be edgy, and obviously, like, what they did wasn't cool, but I don't know if it's not like they went out and, like, you know, offed people or anything. They did stupid, edgy stuff. They weren't, like, violent as far as I know with anyone. So, like, let's tone it down a little bit. Like, they didn't physically attack anyone or anything. Well, he got out of the car because of the song. It also just happened that it was also the destination. Okay, well, if that's... I understand you're joking, but deeply insecure bros, overcompensating. That's how it comes across. I don't know, I just the posturing, the constant like talking a certain way, you can tell that can't be his natural voice. Like he's it's strained. Like I don't know. It sounds like he's like straining to talk.
Man got shot. I didn't shoot him. I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know who the fuck he is. I was there and the song was played. The actual conversation I think that's interesting to have when it comes to this is the nature of the internet and the nature of influencing in general. Because I think we're living in a world now where only shock value seems to get anybody's attention for any significant period of time because everyone's dopamine receptors are completely fried. So all of these young influencers or anyone on the internet who's trying to make any name for themselves is trying to be as controversial and shocking as...
Yes, all of those other people out there, they're trying to be as controversial and shocking as possible. You know, not me, but all those other, they're trying to get famous, and all those other influencers, they're just trying to be shocking. I don't even know what that's all about. Not me, but like all those people over there, like way over there. I don't even know them. What is going on? Oh my goodness.
As possible, as quickly as possible. And that's why the song was played, because it gets views. That's why. I didn't play it. I didn't ask him to play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. In fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus, saying this is ridiculous and leaving. But I know why it was played.
Did he say this is ridiculous? I didn't hear that.
It was played because of this. It was played because it gets tracked.
It could be true. I don't know. But there's different ways of saying this is ridiculous. It's like, haha, this is ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. Ha ha ha. Like, you're going along with it. Like, oh, stop it. You guys, stop it. Like, that's one way of saying, oh, this is ridiculous. Let's go, guys. It's just ridiculous. Or like, well, this is ridiculous. Oh, get out of here. Like, there's two ways of saying that too. So, I don't know. I didn't hear him say anything, but it's possible he did. So we'll keep an open mind. Performative and cringy, like he's doing an act, absolutely. He is trying to talk, it's hard to think 3 syllables ahead sometimes. Projection, we're the ones that are actually outraged, turning the tables, Darbo deflect attack. Yeah, I forgot what the other ones of that were. Isn't that from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Is that what that's from? I forgot what that... I think that was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't remember much of that show. I remember watching it, but I don't remember like much of it. But I vaguely remember something like that on it, like a guy drawing on the board about how to like manipulate women or something. It was pretty funny. Anyway.
In a world where everybody is bored of everything all of the time. And that's why these...
My chair is getting creaky. I gotta fix that. I apologize.
Young people are encouraged constantly to try and do the most...
It's always like sound issues. I don't know. I feel like as soon as I feel like I fixed one thing, it's something else.
Shocking thing possible. You see this not just with this song, you see this on all their streams. They're running people over and doing retarded shit constantly. So I'm not here to make excuses for myself. I'm not here to say it wasn't me. I'm not here to, blame someone else. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub. A song comes on that I did not request. A song comes on that I do not dance to. I do not repeat the lyrics to. I just stand there. And then they want to attribute somehow the song playing to me and all being my fault.
That's a fair argument, but I'll to the average person that's watching it, back in the days when I'm younger, I'm in a car with a guy who I get out of the military. It's December 23rd, 97. The guy's got a bunch of pot in the back of his trunk. Cops come out. Yep. It's the first meal.
That's my opinion. You may find it shocking, but this is what I truly believe. These are my worldviews, and perhaps there's a lot of people who agree with me, disagree with me, but to just shock and offend purely for the purpose of shocking and offending, I think that that's something that has plagued the internet for a while, but it's getting worse and worse. And you notice it across the entire streaming world because people are struggling to get any kind of views.
All those people out there just shocking and offending.
Or shake people out of apathy. And when I talk to anybody below 25 who's doing anything on the internet, their only intention is to be as shocking and therefore as offensive as possible. That's what they're sitting there thinking. How do I get everybody to panic within 3 seconds? Otherwise they're going to scroll past me. And that's what people are doing. That's the world we live in.
Why hang out with them?
Well, I haven't seen them in a long
That's a good question.
time. It's the first time I met 2 of them. It's the first time I met Clav and Nick. I spoke to them online, but it's the first time I
I guess they're calling him Clav because the name is so weird they can't even say it.
ever met them. I hadn't seen Sneako in a while.
You and Nick have never met each other?
Never met.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Never met.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the Braden guy, Clav, whatever his name is,
Oh, Fuentes. That's interesting. Him and Fuentes never met before.
he's new.
First time I ever met them.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, they were nice guys when I met them. You know, it's the first time I've spoken to them. I sat down with them, and I don't think they even put the song on. I can't. I have to guess. I think Sneako may have put the song on, who I'd met many times before.
So he started out as, I'm not gonna blame anybody else. I'm not here to blame anybody. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Please don't hate me. It's not my fault. It's all those other people out there are doing crazy stuff, not me. It's not my fault, you guys. It was Sneako. He did it. What a big baby. Like, why? People, like, is he really worried about people? Like, people already either like him, or I guess people already either really like him or really hate him. So it's unlikely that he would get people that don't like him to like him if he like apologizes or backs out of or pretends like he didn't do this like mustache man thing here. And the people that already like him, they're not blaming him anyway. So what does he gain from this? Like, what does he think he gains from like basically bitching out? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know how else to say this. Like, this is, I don't even, this is not alpha behavior. He's a little baby. He's like trying to run away. I didn't do it, mommy. Please don't be mad at me. I didn't do it. I'm a good little boy. I'm a good little boy, I swear. If you think about it, I'm the victim here. That's what that sounds like too. Welcome back, Steelman. The more alpha response would be, yeah, it was fun, cry harder. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Steelman again. Hate is a strong word. I don't hate him. I just think he's a bit clownish. Oh, you know what? I have a thing for that, but unfortunately it puts it on me. I gotta switch it so I feel like I'm unlikely to use these. This is like for when I do something clownish. Check it out. Oh, so I gotta adjust it. But these only work like there's a set that goes on the webcam and there's a different set that goes on the main screen, and there's no way to get like some of them that go on the webcam onto the main screen unless you like put them exclusively on there, if that makes sense. Like there's no option to do like this or this. You have to like pick one. And yeah, anyway, that probably didn't make sense, but long story short, I couldn't put it on the main screen, which now would be a good time. You know what? Maybe I'll switch it later because I'm unlikely to use that like on my own webcam. Sometimes I do clownish stuff, but I don't know if it's worth like that. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Worth that much of a clownish thing. Anyway. Use a ninja filter so you don't have to wear the mask. That's a good idea, but filters tend to fail sometimes, and I don't know, it's hard to trust them because the second you like turn around too quick or something, it doesn't like understand what's going on and like errors out. Unfortunately. But yeah, that is an option, but it's a little risky. I don't know.
But it was a long night. It was 6 or 7 hours in which, for 2 minutes of it, someone got a phone and put a song on. It wasn't me. And now it's all over the news. So I just think that the main reason this is being done is because shock value is what people are optimizing for with their content primarily. And then we can have another conversation entirely about why anti-Semitism is on the rise in the first
Wait, did he say like, oh, somebody like recorded it and put it on the news?
Someone who I'd met many times before. But it was a long night. It was 6 or 7 hours in which
I'm hearing a lot of excuses. It wasn't me, it was Sneako, it was a long night, I stepped out anyway, it's all those other people over there, I don't even know them, I just met these two, I don't even know these two people out of the group, it's been a long time since I've seen them. It's like constant, like excuse after excuse after excuse, like, just own it. I agree, just owning it would be way more, like, alpha in this case. Or just say like something like, oh, you know, I was trying to be cringy. I don't I don't actually hate these people. I'm just trying to be cringy, and like that's not. I didn't mean anything by it or whatever. Like, if you want to go that way, I think that would be better than whatever this is.
For 2 minutes of it, someone got a phone and put a song on. Wasn't
Oh, somebody got a phone and put the song on. Somebody.
me.
It wasn't
And now it's all
me. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Remember how this started? I'm not here to push the blame on anybody else, but let me push the blame on everybody else.
over the news. So I just think that the main reason this is being done is because shock value is what people are optimizing for with their content primarily. And then we can have another conversation entirely about why anti-Semitism is on the rise in the first place, because I have a theory about that also. And I think that the main reason anti-Semitism is on the rise across America, because there's no doubt about it that it is because young men are being told that Jews control the system, and young men are being screwed by the system. It doesn't mean it's true. I'm not going to sit here and say that Jews completely and utterly control the system. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you tell young men that, and they believe that, even if it's not true, and they're getting screwed by the system, that's why people are anti-Semitic. There was no anti-Semitism when a man could afford a house, and there was no anti-Semitism when a man could get a wife. And there's no
So now it's like, well, I didn't do it. Please don't hate me. But if you really think about it, there was no anti-Semitism when this and this and this happened. So, But it wasn't me. Please don't hate me. Don't be mad. I didn't mean nothing by it. I didn't even put the song on. Somebody else put the song on.
anti-Semitism when he looked around and felt part of his community. But people are so disenfranchised now with the places they're living in and the society they're forced to...
Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah,
And I think with a Jewish father, brings you in, plays the Hitler song, and then you're the only guy that's going to catch real flack for it.
Yeah, I think it was... So
Why is this guy defending him so much? I don't understand.
I mean, I wouldn't say they set me up, but they should have known that, this is going to cause a whole bunch of flack for me, specifically.
In Miami.
In Miami, of course. But
For him specifically, it seems like it caused a bunch of flack for all of them. But, I mean... They had to have known that. I mean, they're not that stupid. I mean, something that edgy, it's gotta... And they were filming it on purpose. And putting it out there. And this has to be some kind of like publicity thing, because maybe people were starting to forget about them or something. They wanted to be back on the news, and maybe they went a little bit too hard in the like edgy direction. I don't know what the deal here was, but... yeah, I mean, they certainly got losing my voice again. They certainly got the attention they wanted, so there's that. All right, well, I think that's enough of this guy. I'm getting annoyed. Let me find the video of so Sneako put out a video. I haven't watched this yet, but let me find it and see what he says. Probably won't watch the whole thing either, but it seems like they're all like pointing fingers at each other now, which is a little funny. Like they were all hanging out together, and look at us, we're so we're a bunch of like alpha males in suits going to all the cool clubs, and we got all the girls except for Fuentes. He didn't want any girls, but everybody else. Here we go. Oh, the other thing is there's apparently an uncontacted Amazon tribe that they have started to contact, and I thought that was kind of interesting, so maybe we'll switch over to that in a bit. Oops. Indeed, there was anti-Semitism. It's a weird excuse, Yeah, but weren't they complaining that the girls they got were ugly? Yeah, it seems like some of them, like they wanted to switch out like two of the ones. That was such a weird thing to do. I think it was the clavicular guy that was saying that, and they weren't. They were regular looking. Nick was politely declining girls. Yeah, there's that too. We didn't play that clip. It's kind of hard to make out what they're saying, but it's subtitles anyway. But there is a point where is it clavicular that like leans over to Fuentes, and he's like, we're gonna get some like hot girls, and we're gonna get you some hot girls or something like that. And Fuentes is like, no thanks, more for you or something. Makes sense. I mean, with everything else, the girls were fine looking. Yeah, that they were regular looking women. I don't know what the issue was. It's like they looked fine. Club likes to call everyone sub 5. And he's not like, is he supposed to be like the epitome of like handsomeness? I don't understand, because I don't know, maybe it's just not my type, but he doesn't look like amazing to me or anything. He looks average. I don't know why people are like, what is this like looks maxing if you look average? Like, if you place so much value on your looks and you look average, I don't understand it. Like, there's got to be some like delusion or something going on there. He's just 20, yeah. I'm sure there's, yeah, the being young thing, I'm sure is part of it, but also like if this is the company you keep, he probably doesn't stand a chance. So this is like an hour-long video, but we'll probably watch like the beginning of it and see what he has to say about it, because they're all just like, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. You were in it too. We're all in it together. No, it's your fault.
Good song. I don't think that any of them are deeply anti-Semitic, genuinely. I think they're just kids. It gets a reaction. They think they're funny. I really didn't do anything wrong. I understand why some people were offended.
It is funny.
Maybe I could have just played this and we didn't have to go over the other one. I didn't know he was gonna like play clips from that, because we could have just skipped to this one. That's what I get for not like skimming it ahead of time. And dang, he looks average. He looks like a normal like 20-year-old or whatever. He looks normal to his high standards. I do not. My standards are weird. I think most people that people find like really attractive, like what are some of the famous ones, like Leonardo DiCaprio and what's the one that, well, some of them are older now, but I don't know who are like all the famous like people who everybody else is like, oh, they're so hot. And anytime that there's like, oh, this is like the hottest man of 2021 or whatever, I don't tend to like find those people that attractive. I don't know. I've generally find more like normal people attractive. But when somebody's like too, I don't know how to describe it. There's something about like the way that specifically like men that are considered like generally hot by society, I tend to not agree. I don't know. But then men that society tends to think like aren't as hot, I tend to find more attractive. I don't know. No, this is gonna be like a whole spiel that nobody cares about. So let's just move on. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, yeah, like people like that. I don't find like they look fine. Like they look normal. I don't get what the hype is.
You were laughing at it too. You've played the song. I was in Spain with Ye when you posted a video of you listening to the song in your Bugatti. Do you think that we have short-term memory loss? This was not even a year ago.
My reply was, Sneako always has some crybaby issue with me. He's not going to cry his eyes out. We can come. And he came along. And
So then what is this on this podcast? I'm a crybaby. Oh, I didn't know this song was playing. I didn't find it funny. I never liked
That's a good point.
it at all. This is the worst thing ever. What do you mean? They have spent more energy, 40 minutes, almost 50 minutes on this podcast talking about a song. More airtime than a genocide for years. Free Palestine. Today was an interesting day. Got a lot of phone calls today. I got the call a lot today. So I want to hear on Declare after getting the call. I got the call from Steiny Aaron Steinberg. He called me up, and the Zio Club promoter. That was a little bit unfortunate. You know, these people and others, former Red Pillars, they call them these people, I don't remember their top something. They called me up and they said, you need to apologize. They said in order to go to the clubs, if you want to go to these haram clubs and twerk and network, if you want to be edgy, if you want to still enjoy Miami, if you want to be welcome in Miami. The mayor called me up. The mayor called me up today, and he said, if you want to be welcome in Miami again, if you don't want to go be in the cold New York all the time, you got to apologize. You got to fold. And so I folded. You know, I wanted to escape the matrix. I wanted to resist a slave mind. So a couple announcements. First off, I took a gambling deal. Bang! Bang!
Damn, he's like yelling.
We're gambling, okay? I'm no longer a racist bigot. I'm not some edgy guy in a club having fun. I am gonna be spinning slots, all right? Let's fucking go. W's open a fucking chat long of love speech. We are gambling, all right? Instead of, we could resist the slave mind, escape the matrix, but fuck that. Fuck that. Come on, man.
I'm confused.
Come on, man. And also in return, not only am I going to make $20 million a year, I could go on podcasts where they host Benjamin Netanyahu. Bang! Fuck yeah! So I'm compromising everything. I give up with all this blah, 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 escape, all this garbage. I mean, I really realize I'm like singing a song in a club. Like, yeah, it's America. We got free speech, democracy. I didn't commit a crime. I didn't hurt anybody. But I did go to the club and listen to a song. And I enjoyed the song just a little too much. So I give up. No more trying to wake up and all that. That was fucking stupid, right? Yeah, and gambling, it's going to be great. You know, get ready to rot your brains. All right, you're going to watch me for 4 hours straight, hit myself in the fucking head while I make millions of dollars.
Is he okay? I don't know if he's okay. I'm not sure. Is this like is this how he always is? I've never watched Sneako before, so I don't know if this is like normal for him. But like, is he alright? I don't know if it's like, it's almost like it gives like a breakdown. I don't know if it's even appropriate to watch anymore. Oh my goodness. Did you say around clubs? Is that what he said? Yeah, I don't know what he means by gambling deal. Like, I'm assuming it's like, my tummy's getting the rumblies again. I'm assuming it's like, instead of partying in clubs, he's gonna like promote casinos or something, or like online casinos. I don't know what exactly the details are, but that seems like something like that. Like, if there's a casino that wants other people to advertise, then he would be. I'm not sure of the details, but that's what I assume it is, like something like that. He's like the polar opposite of Def Nut. I'm pretty sure casinos let anyone gamble as long as they have money. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them. I don't know. I mean, the reaction to this was pretty heavy. Like, if even the mayor is calling him, like, I understand like this was a dumb, edgy thing to do, but doesn't the mayor have better stuff to do than care about what some like random kid on the internet is like saying or thinks or sings, even if it's stupid and disturbing? Like, I don't know. That seems a little like that's giving them the attention that they want from it, and I don't know. I don't know if that's, yeah, that seems. I don't know if that's winning for the mayor's side or whatever. Because they're getting more attention, and then when they turn on and be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this or do that. F you, I'm gonna do this other thing," and yeah, I don't get it. But it is what it is. I've been hearing gambling companies sponsoring most streamers. Did Grace get a gambling deal? What kind of promotion? Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but I mean, influencers in general get all kinds of things that they would advertise. So if he's advertising some sort of online casino or even in person, I doubt it's in person, because it seems like he's sort of persona non grata of going in person to places. So I'd imagine it's like an online thing.
Okay, my dopamine receptors are gonna be fried. So are yours. Drain your bank accounts. Slam it all on Polymarket. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And then I can also go on a podcast where they go and morally clown us for listening to a song. And then the next day, they're going to bring on a wanted war criminal who just committed genocide yesterday. Why? So, died 100 years ago. That was the worst thing. This genocide, not a problem, right? Hasbara, we get.
I don't disagree with that, honestly. Like, okay.
Some money, we can bring it on, laugh, regulated. What is social media regulated? McDonald's, Burger King, it's going to be fucking great. And then all my friends who are backstabbing me, all my friends who smile in my face, they're going to go behind my back and try to get me banned everywhere for going to the club and listening to a song. My friends, my so-called friends, because just what I'm promoting, it's not good anymore. So now I'm going to be friends with them again. I'm going to forget everything that happened. I'm going to move on. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to squash beefs with everybody that try to ruin my life, because I did listen to a song in the club. I'm guilty of listening to a song. Escape the Matrix.
Well, it's not just any song. I mean, if you're that enthusiastic about singing along with that particular thing, I mean, we played in the beginning. His eyes were like, he was going nuts. He was like the craziest of them all. Like, he was so excited about it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like an edgy thing for him or if he really seems to have some sort of like political thoughts about it. I don't know. But this is a lot of Sneako. I haven't seen his content before, but I think this is about as much as we can take for now. Move on to something else, but that's sort of the situation there. Is they seem to be like attacking each other and like blaming each other for it and that sort of thing. Some of them think they did nothing wrong. Others are like, oh no, it was horrible and it was those people. Like that's kind of the gist of it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Let me switch over real quick. Which one should we do next? So we can do Pearl, we can do the Nick Shirley thing, and then there's some stuff going on with Trump and ICE and things like that, which isn't as fun, but maybe we'll do that one last because it's not as fun. The Pearl one was pretty funny though. Maybe Nick Shirley one. I don't know. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Pearl or Nick Shirley? The Nick Shirley one is a few minutes shorter, but I don't know if it's only 15 minutes. Might as well do that one. Okay, let's do that one. Okay. So we saw, this is what I was talking about earlier, where we saw the interview with Nick Shirley last time, and we went through I think like half of it. It was the kid where like, oh, the Somalians, there's fraud, they're pirates, whatever, that guy. So like I said earlier, it seems like you're driving the stream car. It's out of control. So it seems like he sort of got upset that the interview didn't go well for him. Like the public seemed like they were kind of pointing and laughing at him, and he decided to blame the interviewer for it instead of kind of taking the L. So let's see what that's about.
Historically, my policy for whenever somebody's saying some factually inaccurate stuff about me online is to turn the other cheek, keep my head down, and get back to grinding. But in this case, with Mr. Nick Shirley, who is now falsely accusing me of conducting an unfairly...
Watch this. I sat down with a journalist who claims to be left-leaning, and what does he do? Edits a 2.5-hour long interview into 1 hour and cuts out any part where he looks bad. Journalism is only journalism when you show the truth, when you only post what will benefit.
Edited interview. I think I'm going to pick option 2 and let people know what went down. Journalistic integrity is something that I kind of take a little bit seriously, and I can see a future wherein access is limited to prominent people, especially conservatives, if I don't dispel this false narrative immediately in its entirety right the heck now. So to do this right, I'll have to show you a couple of things, including text messages between him and I, and
Best interview backdrops ever. I think he does end up reading these later, so might as well.
Actual footage of the working premiere sequence that I...
Yeah, see, this is what I was referring to earlier. Like, this is how tiny the little clips are, is when you cut out the dead air, like I tend to do with my stuff, like cut out all the ums and the and the silence and the likes. Like that's usually what that looks like, is when you cut like that.
Use to edit the interview so you can see what was cut and why. So let's begin with an editing lesson. So when we're dealing with a long-form interview of somebody who talks very slowly and circles back to repetitive talking points, one of the first things that we do in post-production is cutting what's called dead air, which means long pauses between words or sentences, or fixable verbal stammers to slow down the conversation and risk boring the viewer. So in this raw interview with Nick, which had a total runtime of 2 hours and 2 minutes, we had to cut nearly a half an hour of dead air to make it listenable. Many people like to choose their words carefully, so I get it, but there was a couple points in the interview that even in person we had to have Nick repeat himself because the crew felt that no amount of corrective editing would possibly be able to make him sound normal.
Ooh, ouch. That would be so awkward if you're interviewing somebody and they literally like can't speak right at all that like, it's like so bad you can't even fix it later. You have to ask them to like do several takes. That is so awkward.
Interesting few days, past 72 hours. My video on the expose of the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever, longer than 10 minutes. Then,
well, I have it split up, so that's probably not like communicating.
Other than Mr. Beast.
Can you say the fraud in Minnesota again? Because you kind of stuttered.
Yeah. Wait, are there going to be cuts in this, or just going to be one take?
Which will make it perfect. So if we ask for to say it again, it's just to make sure you say it perfectly.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, so my video on the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever by a creator, longer than 10 minutes, expose style, than anybody other than the name of Mr. Beast.
So bear with me here. I'm going to show you the raw footage, and we'll see how with the magic of editing, we were able to make Nick sound actually smarter and faster than he was in person. Check this out. How does that make you feel, like gratification-wise, as an independent journalist?
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the HHS, Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses that are not really businesses.
How does that make you feel, like gratification-wise, as an independent journalist?
By the way, on like the topic of it, I don't know if we discussed before, but if there really is fraud happening, that's fine. But I think some of the concern is like some of the ways that he's like proving it isn't really proof. And I don't know, freezing like all of it in the state or something, that's concerning too. Like is that affecting people like not being able to place their kids in childcare? I don't know if that really is affecting people. Like, what do they mean freeze? Is it only for the companies, or is it actually trickling down to people not being able to take their kids there anymore? And I understand that, like, oh yeah, you should prove that you are a real business that does provide this service. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But at the same time, like, just because you go there and you show up with a bunch of guys in, like, kind of my getup, but black, like, masks and everything, and people don't let you in, or, like, it's locked, like, yeah, there's a bunch of kids there. They don't want you creeping on the kids. Like, I understand that a daycare center wouldn't let, like, random men in the daycare center. So I kind of get that, too. But I don't know. If some of them, if like I said, the other day too, if there is something going on with some of them, absolutely, you know, it's good to know, and it's good to stop giving them money and try to recover the fraud damages and everything.
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota, and then they're asking for businesses.
Yeah, that is a lot better. And you can see like the cuts on the bottom there too.
To prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses.
So in that interview, we probably did that same thing as far as trimming dead air and splicing B-roll. No joke, probably 30 times, as you can see here on the timeline. And it was never to take him out of context, but to help him get his point across. We do this for every good faith interview or 5cast we've conducted so far, from Hunter Biden.
By the way, I did think that the interview overall was pretty fair. It wasn't, there were some good questions asked, but it didn't seem like a gotcha. They let him like finish all of his thoughts. They tried to give him as much grace as possible. They like, it really did seem like it was good faith.
Which had a raw runtime of 5 hours before being cut to 3:24, to Hunter Kozak, to Alex Jones, to Hamilton Morris, to Jan DeSanti, to pretty much everybody we've ever talked to.
Exactly. 100% not. Is that the and there's this conflation that people have. I mean, I think they're opening up an investigation to cocaine that was found in a cubby outside the.
Is he okay?
the West Wing of the White House.
You know, we aren't live streamers or live podcasters, and we like to package our interviews for efficiency and entertainment value. So that's just something that we do. So the other cuts in the Nick Shirley interview that weren't dead air related were conversational beats that I personally found either boring, repetitive, or so off topic to the point that they derailed the conversation away from its intended focus, which was fraud in Minnesota and Shirley's personal background. We cut probably 25 minutes of unproductive, redundant banter about Portland, Mormonism, gay marriage, his new crypto coin. I heard you also made a coin of some kind?
I did not. Well,
Yeah, that's a lot of random stuff. Mormonism too, I guess. Oh yeah, I mean it's not okay. So he is Mormon or LDS or whatever we're supposed to call them now. I think. And the other one, gay marriage, and yeah, like none of that stuff is relevant to the fraud thing. Like if he was brought in to be interviewed about like the fraud and then what led him up to be like a journalist or whatever, none of that stuff is relevant. And it does seem like he sort of took like, you know, what does Trump think, or like what does Trump do, or what do we need? What am I trying to say? I'm getting the Nick Shirley. I'm getting the Nick Shirley stutter. It seems like he just takes like whatever opinions he thinks are like pro-Trump and just sort of takes that on as his own, and it's like everything is very like super right wing and no nuance whatsoever. And it's hard to tell like if he really thinks this stuff, because he doesn't seem to know as much, and a lot of things that he says that have like content and like things of substance, he's repeating them from somebody else. Like he heard somebody else say like that exact thing, and it doesn't seem like he's processing before sort of spitting it back out. But it's the impression I get. I don't know. I don't really have evidence of this, but I usually, even with a lot of Trump supporters and like right wingers in general, they usually have like nuance of opinion. They don't agree with Trump on everything. Like they can point to something and be like, okay, this particular thing, like, you know, maybe Trump didn't do this thing right, or like he made this promise he didn't deliver, or whatever it happens to be. Like usually people have like nuance to their worldviews, but he is straight up like, yeah, I don't know.
I didn't make a coin. I just joined a platform where you can monetize your content, and there actually, so yeah, it is a coin. You can then monetize.
So it is a coin. He asked me if it was like a crypto coin, but he's like, no, it's not. But now it is a coin. I'm very confused about what this is. I understand now why they cut it out, because I mean that makes no sense whatsoever.
Your content, just similar to like how you upload on TikTok. You can upload your stuff on there. It's just based off Coinbase.
The history.
Based off Coinbase? Okay. Anytime I hear like crypto stuff now, I think scam. I know people can make money off of it, but most people probably don't. And it's, except for arguably Bitcoin, everything else is like all the other like meme coins and altcoins and everything, they're useless. They don't do anything. And I'm mad at Bitcoin for another reason, so I'm not even talking about it.
And ethics of welfare in America, and 6 whole, nearly identical back and forths about his 89% statistic that he falls back on when challenged.
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians, and 89% of the fraud being committed inside Minnesota is by the Somalian population. 89% of the fraud happening by people who were brought into our country and then committing fraud. So 89% of the fraud happening in Minnesota is from the Somalian population.
Right. And this is kind of funny. It kind of seems to back up my point too. Like he heard somebody say this stuff to him, and he's like repeating it over and over and over. And I didn't even realize that it really was like over and over and over the same thing too. So they really, I mean, they did him a lot of favors by trimming all the stuff out, honestly. It's amazing that he's even trying to come back and like blame this guy for cutting stuff out or out of context or whatever, because I mean, he was given all of the grace in the world here. I thought it was pretty fair too. I was surprised. I didn't see any of the pushback from Nick's side though. I've only seen this particular video. What about NFTs? I thought it was useful. You're funny. I don't understand crypto. It's a currency that isn't treated as currency. Most people treat it as a commodity. We will treat something like that as a commodity. It's like MLM-ish. Yeah, the problem with that is it is treated as a currency by the government. What was annoying about the Bitcoin situation is at first the government was kind of like laughing at it, like, haha, that's not currency, it's useless, whatever. And then as soon as it started picking up and being worth more and more and more, of course the government comes out and starts treating it as currency and puts all these regulations around it and around trading it and having to have like your ID and stuff and tracking it and everything. Like the government can't have you have any sort of trade of any kind or any sort of like currency adjacent thing or currency that it doesn't have a hand in controlling and like controlling and sort of like spying on or like having its tentacles and everything. It doesn't let you. It's like a government thing to do, at least ours. What about Trump coin? This one's gotta be legit. Is that a real thing? I've heard of that before, but I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize that was a real thing. Although, I guess I'm not that surprised. Some people treat it as currency, but most people treat it like... Yeah, that's true. I see where you're going with that, yeah. People do treat it as, like, they're, like, trading it without using it as... Like, they're not using it to pay for things. They're like, oh, it's gonna be worth more later, that kind of thing. Yeah, I understand what you mean by that. But I think... I liked it better when it was worth a lot less, and it really was used to, like, pay for stuff here and there, but with how like it's been fluctuating and with how expensive it got, people got there's no point. You can't have currency that people treat like a commodity in that way, and that where the price changes so much in such a wide range of values. It's too unstable.
Right, but 95% of Somali Americans in Minnesota are legal.
Yeah, 89% of Somalians
The counter is still going. Oh my goodness.
are committing fraud.
Since we ended up including an extensive dialogue about that stat around the 50-minute mark of the final cut, I personally didn't feel the need to torture all of you guys with 5 other versions of that conversation.
89% of the population, or 89% of the fraud being committed in Minnesota is by Somalians.
And just so we can put that on screen to verify, do you know where that data is from?
Yes, you can put it up on screen. It's public.
And if you watch that raw cut, the 2-hour cut, which I made clear in text with Nick that I was willing to share.
It sounds like here he was asking, like, do you have, like, something? I think he does show later.
And if you watch that raw cut, I had 5 other versions of that conversation.
89% of the population, or 89% of the fraud being committed in Minnesota is by Somalians.
And just so we can put that on screen to verify, do you know where that data is from?
Yes, you can put it up on screen. It's up.
Okay, so the question is, just so we can put it up on screen, like, where is that from? And his answer is, yes, you can put it up on screen.
It's public.
It's public.
And if you watch...
That's not the question. The question is, where did you get this from? Not, can I put it up on screen? It's... so that we can put it up on screen. Where is this from? He's like, no, it's public. It's public. Go ahead, put it up. It's like he doesn't even understand like what the questions are. They really give him so much grace with this interview. The original interview it's not nearly this bad. Like even the funny parts that did like have to get left in it, where Nick Shirley looked kind of dumb, like those were nothing like this. Like it, yeah. They really helped him so much there that it's amazing that he came back and started like accusing them of doing something like negative towards him. According to Captain Phillips, 80% of fraud in Minnesota is done by Somalians. I get all my information from Tom Hanks movies. I haven't seen that one, but I'm assuming it has to do with the pirate thing.
Watch that raw cut, the 2-hour cut, which I made clear in text with Nick that I was willing to share with him in 4K when I got back from Greenland. You will see exactly what I mean. This is not a Sacha Baron Cohen style ambush edit or a Jim Jeffries Avi Yemeni situation where I primed him, by saying crazy shit to get his guard down and then Shanghai him with post-production. I was trying to help Nick Shirley, which it seems up until yesterday he really appreciated. So after the interview came out about a week ago, he texted me right after saying the backdrop of this interview is hilarious. It was filmed in his uncle's upscale game room in Farmington, Utah, in front of several taxidermy bears that were presumably killed by the Shirley family. He goes on to say, fun watching the reaction from both sides. Appreciate you coming out.
Wait, the backdrop is stuff that his family killed? Like those animals and stuff? They said it was like his uncle's place or something? That's... I mean, there's nothing wrong with people hunting as long as they, eat the meat. I don't remember all the different animals that were on there. I know people eat, like, deer meat.
Wish you the best in all you do, bro, to which I replied kindly. But then the Clippers started doing the thing that they did counterbind it.
People do eat bear meat, I think, too.
Finding the most outrageous or dumb soundbite in the entire piece and memeing it into oblivion while missing the entire point of the dialogue, which is try to find common ground on issues like affordability and the collapse of the mainstream media. I mean, I fundamentally hope that everything you're saying is true, just so you know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah,
I hope we all have the best interest.
What? I fundamentally hope... What?
So memeing it into oblivion while missing the entire point of the dialogue, which is try to find common ground on issues like affordability and the collapse of the mainstream media. I mean, I fundamentally hope that everything you're saying is true, just so you know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too. What? I hope so too. What? No. Oh no. I hope what you're saying is true. Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope we all have the best interest in society and for our people because...
Yeah. So that is not... See, it's almost like he doesn't understand the questions and he's like repeating stuff that somebody like told him to say, but as far as responding to the questions, it seems like it's tough for him for some reason. They sell bear meat in grocery stores in Finland and reindeer. Really? Huh. I didn't know that. That is interesting.
The affordability is insane and people can't buy houses. And if we're talking about creating change, we need to let innovation prosper inside the United States.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing it. We're not seeing innovation. In fact, we're seeing fraudsters take our money.
If you guys saw, the clip that did the most rounds is when Nick tried and failed to pronounce the word benevolent. Who do you think are the 3 most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, net positive societal progress.
Trump?
Of course, he would say Trump too.
Our president?
Because he never said it right and said malevolent twice, there was no way to cut the dead air or trim the stammer. So we left it in. And personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal to not know that word. I mean, he is wearing a hoodie that is making fun of immigrants for their spelling errors.
Oh, yeah. It's Luring Center. Quality Luring Center. That's a good point. Like, if you're gonna make fun of somebody else's spelling mistake and you can't even say benevolent, that's a little cringe.
But benevolent has more syllables than learning, so I get it. But the comments on this clip were brutal, like actually genuinely mean, and it couldn't have felt good from his perspective to read these things. We're talking tens of thousands of people declaring this guy is retarded, which he's not. But there are some moments in the interview that even with dead air trimmed for speed, Nick does not give his best performance, particularly when blaming immigrants for rising rent prices.
It's just simple supply and demand. If you have 20 million people who need to come and buy
Yeah, we went over this part last time too. That makes no sense.
a house or rent an apartment, and you have other people who need it, you're going to raise the prices.
Suggesting that Muslim Americans keep multiple wives in private while dismissing the association with his own religion, Mormonism, and polygamy as just a harmful stereotype. As far as the wives go, that's not a thing in Utah?
It's not a thing in Utah.
That's a negative stereotype?
Negative stereotype.
And also confronting me about staying silent on the death of Charlie Kirk, while admitting that he consciously chose to not watch the video that I made in the immediate aftermath of it.
And so I thought that was...
Yeah, this is one I brought up earlier too.
kind of messed up of you to not publicly denounce what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I did.
And I didn't even watch the interview because I didn't want to watch that.
Well, you should watch it.
I don't want to.
Well, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
None of these.
Yeah, it's almost like he doesn't like fully like understand what the conversation is about. Like the back and forth doesn't seem like something about his conversation seems like it's disconnected somehow. Like he gets like the overall theme, but doesn't really understand like the back and forth. Doesn't quite follow perfectly. Like it doesn't quite like the puzzle pieces don't quite line up on the back and forth, if that makes sense.
Moments were a very good look for Nick, but I did not engineer them that way. And if I was a betting man, I would suggest that much of the hostility displayed toward him in the comments is because his reporting, which was signally boosted by Trump and his cronies, has been a driving factor in ISIS's decision to escalate their presence in Minneapolis. You know, kidnapping kids from local high schools, terrorizing U.S. citizens in their own communities, shooting people in the streets, and hiding behind masks like the goddamn cowards they are. However,
Okay, so this part of the video is very opinionated, and you know he's.
that's just my personal opinion. I don't like ICE. I don't like Trump, which is something that I made clear to Nick in the interview.
What do you think about Trump?
I don't like him. There was no deception anywhere. But sometimes, and I'm not sure what the word is for this in the journalism field, the person that you interview views your fans as an extension of you. So if your fans are dicks to them, they kind of feel like that's you shading them. And that's definitely what happened. Right after the benevolent clip went micro-viral, Nick began to send texts to me that alluded to the footage being manipulated.
He seems to agree that the backdrop thing is cool. Why didn't post the full video? Permanently cut it down because of either dead air, pauses stammering, moments of silence, trim topics, unfocused, took listeners away. Basically everything he just explained. And then told him that for Hunter Biden, they shaved off even more, and he can send him the raw stuff.
Writing, Greenland will be epic and cold. Let me know if you need any locals. I still have some contacts there. It's the words text I Greenland, which I'm doing now, and gave him full permission to clip any and all moments of the piece stories on socials. Fast forward to 2 days later. I wake up in Nuke, Greenland to see that Nick has posted a video filmed on a side camera, captioned something like, in case you guys want to know how the interview really went.
Thought people deserve to see how the interview actually went. When you sit down and agree to a podcast-style interview, you expect the full interview to be posted, not a chopped-up version where it only shows one side of the story. Oh no, Nikki. I was cool with Andrew and knew he thought differently than me politically, but thought it would be an interesting and honest conversation. However, when I saw him post the interview, I thought, what is this? That's not how the interview went? ? And it was obvious he just wanted to make me look bad for whatever reason. Now, I don't disagree that it wasn't my best interview. I wasn't in the best mental/physical shape after 72 hours of the most crazy days of my life. But I agreed to do the interview anyway. That sounds like it's on you, buddy. Like, if you admit that you weren't... Sorry. Losing my voice again. If you admit that you didn't do well, how can you, in the same breath, blame the other guy for making you look bad if you admit that you yourself weren't right in the mental/physical shape or whatever? Like, what? So like postpone it. Like if you're that messed up, like postpone it.
Here's the...
Anyway, good lesson for me and for you guys too. I wish Andrew and C5 the best in whatever they do in the future. Doesn't sound like it. I mean, you're blaming him for like chopping stuff up out of context and like to show only one side of the story. That doesn't... I mean, from everything that we've just seen, it seems like he did you a huge favor. Anyways, good lesson for me and for you guys too. I wish Andrew and C5 the best in whatever they do in the future, and hope we both lure... Oh, okay. I think that's supposed to be a joke about the luring center. So it's they missed the N and learning center to like the place you went to expose or whatever. So now every time he will say like lure without the N, learn. So I assume that's on purpose to avoid the situation in the future, as it's the benevolent thing to do. Oh, haha. Space, comma. I hate it when people do that. I know this is not a big deal, but especially, so I'm a software developer, and especially, well, anyway, not like it doesn't matter, but in software, like code and comments and a lot of like adjacent things, it bothers me when there's extra spaces so much, and for some reason, like, some developers from certain parts of the world do this like extra space thing all the time, and if I see like extra spaces, it just it drives me crazy, y'all. I can't take it. It bothers me. I know this is like not a big deal, but the extra space thing, it bothers me so much. Like I like things with this appropriate number of spaces. So okay, I'm gonna move on because nobody cares. But just backspace right there.
This Nick's bullshit
Oh, forgot to read this.
Crybaby video here
Doesn't matter.
points to two pieces of damning evidence. Exhibit A. Nick grills me here about Democrat cities being catastrophic failures after failing to understand that I am not a supporter of the Democrat Party. I am from Seattle, a failed blue city, and then asks me to name thriving blue cities. So I named Austin, Nashville, El Paso, and then while smirking, I mentioned Denver because as shown in Nick's angle, I didn't actually know if Denver was doing well because I don't spend much time in Colorado.
Like, when have you seen an American city? What American city is prospering right now?
Austin.
Austin. Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas is prospering?
Yeah. I think.
Why you think?
It's doing better. New bars and restaurants have opened, but I can probably think of some better examples.
Like
Nashville's doing good. Austin's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
name a Democrat city that's prospering right
now. So he started with name like a city that's doing good. He named one. He's like, well, name another one. And he named another one, and he's like, "Well, name some more." And then he's like, at every step, it's like not good enough. So we'll name a Democrat one. Like, he keeps like changing it, waiting. It's like he's trying to trip him up so badly, but when he's answering, he's like, "Well, we'll now modify it like this."
Well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
A city inside of a blue state that is prospering. Denver.
Why are you smirking?
Because I don't know if it's prospering.
It's not. See, you can't even answer the question, dude.
Well, I mean that's not a bad guess. And like, what is this like? Okay, so he has the red hat guy. He has been like very very fair to him in the interview. He asked good questions, and he wasn't like adversarial at all. Like I didn't get that from him. But here he's like, oh, haha, I'm not sure. He's like trying to, like, it's kind of funny, but like, this guy's like, oh, you don't know, so you don't know, so you don't even know. Haha, gotcha, you don't know. Like, it's very, like, I don't know. It's a little icky. Trim your inputs. Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot I just went on a whole spiel about the space thing, and yeah, but I'm sorry about that, y'all.
It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
But in post-production, I did some research and found out that my intuition was correct. Denver is currently experiencing a decline in violence and property crime, a large influx in population, job growth in the aerospace, tech, and healthcare sectors, and a number of other great things. So I chose to trim a brief section after I mentioned Denver that indicates a bit of self-doubt, given that I ended up being correct. I also trimmed...
Oh, no, he was actually right on that too. Actually, oh, that's funny.
The soundbite where I said that many Democrat cities will run poorly because it was redundant. After our conversation about Denver, I then launched into a tirade about how I am not a Democrat, don't believe in the capacity of the two-party system to enact meaningful change, believe that Gavin Newsom has misappropriated California's tax revenue through NGOs, reinforce my belief in voting on a local level, and then give Nick the benefit of the doubt and say that I hope he's right about Trump and the GOP's ability to mitigate the affordability crisis that's made many places like my hometown, Seattle, unlivable for those who grew up there. So I support voting on a local
That's not a bad take, honestly. Like,
level for sure. I also suggest if you're watching this and you want to see videos that I've made about dysfunctional blue cities, watch San Francisco streets, Albuquerque streets, Las Vegas tunnels, and Philly streets. So the second clip that Nick posted really makes my blood boil because it is so disingenuous. As I mentioned 6 or 7 times in this interview, Nick references the stat that 89% of fraud in Minnesota is committed by Somalis. We aired the version where we asked him to show us the data on his phone, which he found using Google search results powered by ChatGPT. So in the video he posted, we can see me look in the camera after he shows it to me and saying something like, all right, damn, I guess he's right then. Let's put that on screen.
Here, right here. The figure 89% does not represent the total percentage of all fraud in Minnesota.
okay, so this must have happened because originally he was like, oh, where did you get that? And he must have had to keep pressing him because at first he was like, oh, it's public. Sure, you can put it. They must have had to keep pressing him to be like, well, can you show us like something about it or whatever? There have been a lot of actuallys today, but not many justs. Is that the case? We got to fix that.
but instead it refers to the percentage of individuals charged in connection with specific high-profile federal fraud cases. Testimonials.
Talking a little fast here.
89% of those charged in connection with major. Wow.
Identified as Somalian Americans.
Well, looks like we do. It looks like
I'm interested to see what you put in this interview because
looks like there is a problem with fraud. He is kind of right. However, the stat refers specifically to the already litigated Feeding Our Future case, which resulted in over 60 fraud convictions in Minnesota. The ringleader of the nonprofit behind the scam, Amy Buck, is white.
Oh no.
Right, but it is true that 89% of convicted defendants in that case were Somali. And that's what makes me so pissed about this particular piece of evidence that Nick presents. The exact thing that he is showing me on his phone in the video is what I put on screen on the final cut.
I do remember seeing this too. Yeah, that's wow. So that was supposed to be like a gotcha, like, oh, like, look, I got you over here, and you didn't even show it when he really did. Oh, that is. Oops.
All right. So normally in his like that's you. It's doing better. Still trying to sound.
That does not look good.
I would. He frames my decision to put that on screen as some kind of like liberal ball-busting fact check, but it's actually supplemental context for something he's literally fucking showing me, which is why it pisses me off. So that's all I have to say. I'm just in a phase in my life where I've been doing this for so long, and I care about this so much, so I don't want to play these kind of games, especially with people who can't take an L. I want to put my credibility on the line by spinning things in a way that benefits their reputation.
He literally went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is
No, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Is not cool, and I wouldn't say.
Which is not cool. I don't know. I think Nikki here, you're the uncool one in this case. I think he didn't do like the way that the final interview came out. Sure, he stumbled a few times. It seems like they trimmed out a lot of times where he did worse, and sure there were a few parts where he wasn't like perfect on the spot or whatever, and sure there were a few questions he didn't have a great answer for, but it wasn't terrible. Like it wasn't that bad. The way that they had it edited, it really wasn't that bad. If anything, you should be grateful, because had he not like come back around and started like accusing the other guy of being disingenuous and bad faith, I would have probably still had the opinion that sure, he's a young kid, I disagree with him and stuff, but maybe he did really find something here, and like maybe he's like going places, and we just disagree politically, and that's that. But because of what he tried to do here, it seems like more of the truth spilled out, and it doesn't make him look good.
That's like very benevolent of him to do.
And now, like in his post too that we read earlier, he was did like the benevolent, like he kept making fun of the whole people. Okay, we get it. People made fun of you for saying this. You got really upset, but now if you keep like repeating it over and over and over, when it was obvious that you were hurt by it, like you were so hurt by it that you started accusing the other guy of like doing something shady and like editing it wrong or whatever. But now here it just see, we got some justs in there. It just looks like your butt hurt. It, like repeating it over and over and over when it's obvious you're hurt by it.
I think my policy moving forward, especially when working with people who are filming their own versions of things and lack the integrity to be honest with their fan base, is to either go live during every interview or upload the full raw files on Patreon the moment a final cut hits YouTube, so there's no room for these kinds of shenanigans, because it's exhausting, and I've got real investigations and real
Yeah, I thought the final edit was good. It like had a lot of context and it was watchable. It wasn't like watching me right now with all the stuttering and whatever. So it really does help. Like I like the edits. I think it was a good edit. But yeah, I think if you put like an additional version out on Patreon, like he said, rather than just doing it live, I think that might be better than not even having like a fixed like edited version. We gotta just okay. So that's kind of what's happened with that since we last discussed it. Okay, we can let's do the Pearl one. Let me switch over because I watched like half of this and I thought it was so funny. Like at first I thought maybe I'd just bring up just the like some of the original Pearl clips, but I thought that this particular like another we're technically doing like a reaction to a reaction in this case, but I thought it was so funny that I really wanted to watch this one together. It's really funny. Okay, hang on a second, let me, because I'm like halfway through and I don't want to spoil it for you. Oh, okay, it's start from the beginning. Okay, I didn't have to do that. And I do want to fix, because I don't know why, like, my buttons, I'm upset when my buttons aren't working. I wonder if it's because it's like studio mode or something, because I definitely set them up and they worked and now they don't, so it's a little upsetting. Oh well. I have to click on it then. I suppose we will click on it. Okay. So this is Zava and Preach. They're like very famous. I don't know if y'all are aware. When I was saying earlier, I don't remember that other guy's name from Fresh and Fit, but these guys call him Coconuts, so I went with that. Okay, so they saw the Pearl thing too. This kind of all stemmed from that debate that Pearl did with Anna Kasparian, where Pearl looked like an idiot, frankly. Completely bombed. And apparently she did like a follow-up video, and they have some clips from that too. So I'll just let it go.
About Pearl.
Oh no, they put her in a trash bag. Oh no.
After her debate with Anna Kasparian, Pearl did her own analysis. And honestly, watching it,
this is just not my forte.
Debate's not her forte.
I like to talk like this. I hate bringing my voice down to talk like a man.
Oh, you can still talk like this in a debate. Nobody's forcing you to like bring your voice down, excuse me, to talk like a man in a debate. Like you can still have, you can still speak in like a higher register during a debate. I don't understand what that has to do with anything, frankly.
To get people to stop being mean. I hate mean people. I hate having to be mean back. I hate it. I hate it in my deep dark soul.
I'm happy to hear I'm not the only one that bumps like the table and the microphone. Apparently Pearl and I have more in common than I thought. Oh no.
Oh,
you guys might not remember this video, but I remember. You know, when people are shitty to others, I genuinely remember. So this is after she got remonetized. So this is about Rude Paul.
Red.
Oh, I do remember this too.
Red Paul, okay? And he has a wife whose name is Julie Yeager, okay? Now, I want you to understand this couple
they explain
had no opinions. They didn't say nothing. They were just existing.
They were minding their business.
And this is the kind of content Pearl makes on his wife, okay?
Paul Rudd and
it's literally like a random Hollywood actor couple. Like it's like a random article that people write about Hollywood people that people apparently care about what they do.
And Julie Yeager have been married since 2003. When it comes to Rudd's biggest supporters, one name stands out. Julie Yeager, his wife of 20 years. So yeah, you see the looks difference here. Pretty big.
Pearl, so it seems like Pearl has a lot in common with that clavicle guy. It's this like obsession with rating people's looks that is off-putting to me. Like, first of all, she looks fine for her age. I'm sure she's probably like in her 40s or 50s. That's what women tend to look like when they age. It's not a big deal.
They could have been looks matched like 15 years ago, though. You see, like right now she's
and on all these like terms like looks matching and looks maxing and constantly like rating people. This is something else like that Pearl does. Is it's like, oh well, this is like a 5 and that's like an 8, and you gotta like looks match so that you're both like around the same like rating or whatever, and like this woman is this and this woman is that. And she tends to give women, like, basically no matter what, a lower rating. and men can do no wrong in Pearl's world. So that's, yeah, I vaguely remember this one specifically because for no reason whatsoever, she was like, oh, she's ugly. Oh, Pearl. It's almost as if there's more to someone than their looks. It's almost as if, but apparently not to Pearl.
And she got People's deemed most sexiest man alive, right?
Right now, she's a 5. The audacity.
Right. From a ginger Sasquatch to out here.
Did you from a ginger Sasquatch? Okay, that was mean, but it was a little funny. If somebody's out there being a dick to others first, I'm not like as shy away from. I don't shy away as much from like being a dick to them. Like I'm generally not like a dick to people that I haven't seen like be a dick to someone else first. Like if somebody is just kind of doing their own thing and they're not a dick, I tend to not judge. It's whatever. It's none of my business. But if somebody's out there being a dick, especially if they're like calling other people ugly, and somebody else calls them out and calls them my ginger Sasquatch, I think it's acceptable to find that funny. Normally, if it was anybody else, like some person that never judged nobody, that never called anybody ugly or whatever, I would find that inappropriate. And Pearl is not like that bad looking. Like she looks fine. She's average. But this is kind of funny.
Audacity. Nobody asked. She just be like, yo, this girl, she's not attractive.
This girl's a 5. My girl.
Mind you, they've been married for over a decade. For a successful marriage where they honor each other.
I think they said like 20 years they've been married.
And they don't seem to have any drama. Pearl's response to a woman who stands by her husband.
Like, why is she dressed like that? Like, why is she dressed like that? Like, why is she?
Oh no. This is the trash bag. This is where the trash bag thing comes from, I think.
Dressed like that.
Madame Trash Bag. Madame Poubelle.
I'm sorry, this one's too funny.
Madame Poubelle is out here making content about people who never said a word, shitting on everything. And I'm just sitting back here being like, what possesses a human being to see someone exist and be like, I think you're ugly, and I want to let you, I'm not broadcast while I look like a ginger Sasquatch in a garden.
Oh my god. This is too much. They even photoshopped her face. I don't know. And
garbage bag.
I don't think she's going to stand out in Denver. Again, I think she's got big boobs a little over.
What is all like? It's always the women that gotta judge all the women.
Wait, 5 face, maybe 4. This face isn't great. Pierce Brosnan and his wife Keely Shane Brosnan. She's 61. She was beautiful back in the day. So now this is when like they blow up. The kid, right? Up now. Now she did blow up. And yeah, you know, she's quite big.
The kinds of things that these people say, like, if
she's 60, leave her alone. Who cares?
One of my friends had done any kind of similar content. I'm like, are you retarded? Are you like socially inept? Were you raised in a fucking hole?
Yes.
Matter of fact, can you give me the garbage bag? Please.
No. Okay.
No. Hey, no way.
This part is pretty funny.
Y'all think I'm playing, bro. I'm gonna wear Pearl's favorite dress. Okay, now.
I'm gonna wear Pearl's favorite dress.
Now I got my trash bag on, okay? Pearl's outfit, okay? Let's just do this, all right? Let's be judgment. Give me everything. Fuck it.
Oh
Fuck
no.
it.
Oh no.
Oh my days, bro.
Oh
no. The crazy thing is, you look better than her right now. Like, you look fire, my dude.
Could you say that I would attract a high value man?
Yeah, no, but they would go for that.
Thank you.
No, yeah. Yeah.
I just feel like
you're welcome.
She's a 5. You know,
I could see Nick Fuentes going for I think this one is Abba, right? And this one is Preach. Or is it the other one? I think this one is Abba, the tall one. And the other one is Preach. I think that's right. Yeah, he's committed.
What? This hair is too nice. It should be fucking greasy. Do we have any oil?
Oh no.
No. Nobody fucking moves.
Get me the Diddy oil. No.
Okay, the tall one is Abba. Okay. Get me the Diddy oil. Do you see why I had to share like the reaction to the thing now instead of the original thing? It's too good. It's too good.
Her hair never looks this good.
You're not gonna oil the whole place, bro. You're not doing that. Say this shit. Split
Oh
naps.
no.
Oh my god.
He's trying to.
No, bro, you need more.
Oh no.
That's enough. Let's get to the fucking.
No, we're gonna oil. We're gonna oil.
You know what's wild? You look more like her now.
Literally, I looked at this wig and I'm like, Pearl's hair never looked half as good. I know exactly how to bring this bitch out. Let me look at myself, how I naturally look, and how do I make myself uglier, and that's how Pearl walks outside the door every day.
Again, oh my gosh, that is such a looks difference. Wow.
What is a mid? Let's talk about this. What is a mid?
That is Scarlett Johansson. Now, I would like to tell you, as a super mid myself, I know a mid when I see one.
I would say a 4 to a 6.
And she's got like her like tummy circled there. There's hardly anything there. Like what are you even circling? Like and the top there's Scarlett is so mid, bro. Change my mind. Scarlett Johansson. I mean, like all the men have a crush on Scarlett Johansson. I don't know of any men that have a crush on Pearl, and Pearl is calling her a mid. That is something.
Maybe
Scarlett Johansson.
That is something, y'all.
This is a 4 to a 6, and she circles her midsection. Mind you, Pearl she's built like a delivery box. Okay.
Maybe a 3 to
delivery box is a little rough.
a 7. That's all in the middle. So the problem is when a man has an opinion and it makes women feel icky like this, because many women will see this and think, oh shit, if Scarlett Johansson is a mid, what does that make me?
Who I didn't know that in the house you had owls. Who
I didn't know you had owls.
Who I didn't know that in the house you had owls. Who
What?
said that Scarlett?
That was actually funny.
It's just watching back on those videos, I realize how stupid I am sometimes.
It's actually, you were so right. I really do look more like Pearl.
You nailed it.
It's kind of scary.
This
is why she's freezing.
No comment. Pearl should have brought her guitar. Nobody likes getting hit with a hurled guitar. That's what I was thinking during the debate. I'm like, the only reason you can talk like this is because there's security right there. I could beat your ass.
What? This isn't even the first time that she has like threatened or like suggested that she could physically take Anna. And in the very beginning, this is something that I don't think they picked up on, but in the very beginning, what they started with is her saying that she doesn't want to bring her voice down lower to sound like a man. She wants to, during a debate, which I still don't understand why you have to do that during a debate specifically. Okay, but she doesn't want to sound like a man to have her voice like lower slightly. But she's willing to come out here and say that she could take somebody, like she could physically beat somebody up, like she's like bigger than her or whatever. She could take her. She can. Is that not like a manly thing to do? Like, if you're so concerned about staying feminine, how can you come out here and like a few minutes later you're like, oh, I could take her. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Like. How is that feminine? If you're so worried about being feminine, of all things, I would think like lowering your voice slightly is like the least of your concerns here. Threatening to take somebody or beat somebody up is like way more masculine. You heard her, definitely. You have to use a lower voice during a debate. I don't know where that comes from. I mean, is that a rule? I don't understand. All right.
Like, I am a tall woman. I thought about it. I'm like,
yeah, she's like, okay, I'm a tall woman. I could take her.
You can talk like this to men, but I'm bigger than you. I could body you. Do you know what I mean?
Again, like several times at least, she's like, oh, I could beat you up. Come at me. I could take you. That's not manly. You're not worried about that being like seen as too manly. Pearl, girl, come on.
I mean, I'm like, yeah, I know, but I have this fear in me of the police. I never want to like get in trouble in that way. But I'm getting older, and have you noticed the older?
So you would beat people up if not for the police? Okay, Pearl.
You get it. I'm like, do you know what? I could catch a charge.
You should.
I could catch a charge. The older I get, I could catch a charge. None of that comes across as like too masculine for you, Pearl. It's the voice that's all that's could possibly be masculine. None of this is like unladylike or whatever. That this is all fine. Okay, I mean, it's your life.
Actually, take some boxing lessons, Pearl. You'd be good at it.
You know what? I got offered a bunch of money to debate an OnlyFans girl, and I turned it down because I just felt like I make money with my face.
What?
So I'm like, what?
Manipulation. What do you need to do?
Did this?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Disheveled?
Yes, yes, you did.
Confused ass queen.
Oh no.
Say that she makes money off her face.
And you know, if a guy has all the things that you look for, he might cheat. Yeah. So how can I be that mad if he cheats? But I swear to God, like, guys, don't try to sleep with me.
Oh, I have something for that. Oh, I did it. I finally used one.
like I swear to God.
Oh no, Pearl. She's so funny. I've had very little exposure to Pearl, so this is eye-opening. I haven't seen a ton of Pearl either. I've seen a few things about her. Like I remember that it went sort of viral when she was criticizing those like celebrities like looking bad. Like I remember that going viral. And I've seen like a few things of like her on other shows and like a few clips of her. But I know she's got like a daily show too or something like that. I don't generally watch that, but maybe we should. I mean, this is gold.
I would have been that, but you just never tried. I was like, oh, okay.
Guys could have you and have other things, and they still don't want you.
Oh no. Oh yeah, this she's got this whole thing that like it's okay if men cheat. Women aren't allowed to cheat, but if it's fine if men do. Like she goes out and she's like, "Oh well, a man can cheat on me. It's all good." And they're like, even if she's even offering that, and they still don't.
Yeah, you know what? Habit was wilding.
Look at his face. And the wig and the trash bag. That is.
Habit was wilding. It is crazy how this wig is deteriorated. How much effort does Pearl make to walk out the door that way? I used to think she didn't try, but now I'm like, if you that nasty, you have to try. You know what? I retract my. I don't think it's about preparing. I think she's just a bit socially retarded. Okay.
My dad hired people all the time. Like he had over 200 employees.
Wasn't your mom the president? Was she the leader of the company?
Oh no.
What was you're researching my family now, huh?
Well,
my mom, I mean, I don't know what they titled it. Like, I don't
Your
think
mom
really
was the president, I believe, but
Yeah,
based on.
I didn't even know that. Apparently her mom is the president of the company and her dad technically like works for her mom. And she's out here saying like, oh, well, women have to stay home and men are like the bosses and everything. And women are like the housewives while her mom is like the boss of like the CEO of something. Okay.
I mean, they might have titled it one thing or another. I think they wanted to get some grant, so I think like they might have had her.
That's got to be cope. That is such cope.
Like they did that to get some grant from the government or something. I don't remember.
That has got to be cope. She was so taken aback, like she doesn't even know how to answer first, and then she's like, "Oh, it's gotta be." It like, it just looks like she's making something up on the spot. That's what it looks like. I don't know.
So you're putting your parents out, the business out there. You understand that if the government watched this shit,
And that too, like that's gotta be illegal.
like your parents, you're selling your. Oh my God, it'd be your own people sometimes.
Mom,
it'd be your. Well, you know they've defrauded the government because they lied. They lied and they just tried to get a grant. So she was not really the president or whatever the hell is written on there. You're snitching.
Yeah, is that a crime?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say that on air.
We can cut that out.
Might not like that.
So let's.
She still doesn't get it. Like I genuinely think she's just a stupid person. Yeah. She just snitched on her parents lying on a grant.
And when we say stupid, it's not like an insult. It's it's a description.
I don't know if her parents like.
It's a description. Oh, okay. Looks like her mom reacted to it. I would honestly. So somebody else said, I would honestly put your daughter in line for your sake because it sucks to. I'll put your daughter in line for your sake because it sucks to see her incriminate and undermine you. And this is her mom. Her mom says she needs to learn her own way. I support her hard work. She will learn reality when she starts to live it. Oh, that's so sweet. It seems like she has like this like great supportive mom that isn't even like mad at her or anything. Like, I don't understand how she came out the way she did to like hate women that much. You seem like such a good mom. I only wish I could realize it. She was raised right. Everyone has to find their own way. I don't know. I don't
like her that
understand
much,
it.
to be honest with you. Her mom has never wanted to show up in her content. Her mom is the opposite of a traditional woman. She's a CEO. She does a lot of cool things. Her dad fronted her a bunch of money so she could start her YouTube channel. The last debate, Pearl talked about her dad.
You know what's funny? I asked my dad if he wanted to go to this, and he's like, I'd rather do anything else.
Oh, no.
my
That was the debate with Anna Kasparian, I think they were talking about, is like, she asked if her dad would want to go and watch her have that big debate. I'd rather do anything else. Poor Pearl. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for her now. Poor Pearl. Her mom had a good take, yeah.
new favorite expression is, I'd rather shit in my hands and clap.
What? I have not heard that one before. That sounds disgusting. Look at him back there.
You know what? I already have the right outfit. Let me take myself out to the dumpster. Even her dad, she's like, yo, fuck this dummy.
I ain't doing that shit. But good job, Dad, because imagine if he was there. Like, seeing your girl being outperformed like that by nothing.
And the biggest thing I don't like in debates is statistics.
The biggest thing I don't like in debates is statistics. What?
Oh my God.
The reason I don't like statistics, and the biggest reason I don't like statistics, is because like I use them and it's convenient, but when other people try to use them or scrutinize mine, it's inconvenient.
She's not stupid, but her elevator doesn't go through the penthouse.
Someone in the chat said, Pearl looks like she can tell the different flavors between crayons.
Yes. Yes.
That's a fun.
Wait, what?
The chat said, Pearl looks like she can tell the different flavors between crayons.
Yes. Yes.
That's a fun.
That's a bar.
I never feel like, I always have felt like debates are about being right more than getting what is accurate.
Oh.
And the people that win debates just tend to be people that are very good at being a bitch and arguing.
The people that win debate are
And-
often very good at speaking. Basic speaking level.
Yeah.
Like actually answering the question that is.
She seemed to have a lot of trouble with that. There were literally, I've seen a few clips where it's literally like just silence, just like minutes of silence. Like, and it's gonna make like some good point. Pearl has no answer. She just sits there and like just stares. It was so awkward. I got secondhand embarrassment just watching it.
Or just asking questions. At some point, you just didn't talk at all, my girl.
Copium, sniff on it, baby. Let me just say, do you guys think that Pearl would make this video, this greasy video, if she had won the debate? Probably not.
In order to win debates, I've always felt like you kind of have to be a bitch back. And it's really, I understand.
She doesn't seem to have a lot of trouble being a bitch.
Stan, because I call women fat whores a lot, you would.
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
Is she not the dumbest influencer in this space when it comes to like this topic?
I don't know. I've always felt like if you ever checked out my demeanor, I might say I am fatigued of black people, but I think people can sense in my heart, I don't have any hate towards black people.
Ma'am, I don't even know if you have a brain. Why would I assume you have a heart?
No.
Why?
God damn.
Why would I assume that there's anything back there? I don't even know if you're human. Honestly,
You mean
if I would have encountered you after the invention of AI, bitch, I would think you was made up with how dumb you are.
No, that's crazy. I've never seen someone being the Scarecrow and the Tin Man at the same time.
Like half of the posse I showed up with was black or Dominican.
Yeah, people like Myron exist.
Myron is Myron's black friend.
And how you gonna say?
I don't have anything to add here. It's just perfect.
And I don't even think he likes himself. So
Get his trash bag with me.
What?
Oh my!
That's Pearl giving birth. That's crazy.
Oh no!
Get in that picture.
It's Pearl giving birth. What is going on?
All right, what the fuck just happened?
And also, like, how's this girl gonna talk about black fatigue when she said, like, she was freezing because she wanted to fight Anna? Like this racist piece of garbage who spends all her time online shitting on women who are just existing and then wants to say, like, oh, black fatigue, like, the whole world has pearl fatigue. You are the dumbest, low IQ, mean spirit. And being dumb is not a crime.
Damn.
But you can't be dumb, ugly, and mean. Like, how you got the trifecta of all the worst qualities? Like, there's 7 deadly sins, and bitch, you got 8 of them. And I'm just sitting back here wondering, how do you exist online telling women what to be when you are literally a biblical phenomenon? There's gonna be a New Testament, and they gonna reference your ass. Like, you are nasty to look at.
She's not that bad. Dumpster fires can be pretty. What are you talking about?
Yes.
She really isn't that bad. It's her, like, attacking others that makes her appear like uglier than she really is. She really isn't that bad. She's like an average looking woman. There's nothing really like wrong with the way she looks. And people like to poke fun of certain like aspects, but I think if she wasn't constantly judging other women in such a harsh way, and I don't think people would even like notice so much of a lot of this other stuff.
Look, listen, you want to be a don't be a and a victim. That's it. And then afterwards they cry. Oh, I got demonetized. While you like just spending all your time just shitting on people for just living. So they're reviewing this debate. Like I said, they already shook hands, and her and Anna went their separate ways.
I mean, she looks okay for a woman who hit the wall at 0 eggs per hour. I mean, she's like 40 now, right?
Because she kept attacking my looks, and I was just thinking, you just are not hot enough to have this big of an ego.
Oh my God! Oh!
She kept attacking my looks. Oh. She did not just say that. I mean, of all people saying, oh, somebody else kept attacking my looks, when that's like all Pearl does. There's no way. And saying Anna is the one that's not hot enough to do that. That's it's that rage bait. I have to know. Pearl, if you see this, is your whole shtick, is that rage bait? That's gotta be. I feel like I have to believe that her whole, like, everything about her has to be rage bait just to make money. It's gotta be. She can't be serious. Like, there's a point that you gotta, like, nobody can be that oblivious, right? Like, you can't. You just can't.
My God!
Can you get me another trash bag, please?
Oh my God!
Come back here.
Her whole shtick is rage bait. It's gotta be.
When I met my husband, my career was already established. He, on the other hand, was couch surfing. He was in debt and didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. I married him anyway. You want to know why? Because I had the economic freedom to marry for love, not for some
stop it right there
Chad.
real quick. So this part right here, I kind of pity Anne for saying this, because this is going to have negative ramifications in her life down the road.
What?
And this was so stupid for her to talk like this about her current husband.
That she married for love? What?
I literally I was out in the fucking stands just going, I can't fucking believe she's doing this. I mean, that dude's going to be he's going to be breakdancing in his grave 50 years after he dies because of what she did right there.
Oh no, put back the screen. I love how you're really dressed exactly like her in that picture. That's just what caught my eye, but carry on, my man.
Yo, can we do the makeup? Can you make my lips disappear?
Can you make my lips disappear?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do all that.
Like, he's going to be embarrassed.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, no. I wasn't sure if you were going down the route if he could put her on alimony or something, because that would be hilarious.
If you were going to step on a man's honor and respect or disrespect him like that, that is not a good thing.
Okay, I need y'all to help me. If a woman meets a man where she's in a wealthier position and she decides to love that man, despite the fact that he doesn't have financial success, you can do it while I talk. It's fine. Despite the fact that he doesn't have any financial success, isn't that a positive? And her talking about it, why is that bad? He's in a better spot now.
Because they're the one that are hurt, not her husband. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know because I don't know Anna. I don't know her.
Oh no, they're doing the makeup on him too.
Husbands, I don't care.
We shit on women because they're materialistic. That's what they shit on them for, right? Oh, these guys are so after money. Here's a woman who says, I have money. I'm going to choose a man who doesn't necessarily have money. I'm going to invest in him. I'm going to work with him when he doesn't have nothing. We're going to get to somewhere. And I think that's a beautiful journey. If a woman stood by me when I had nothing and we got married and we figured it out, how's that not a virtue? Because y'all shit on women every day for being materialistic. Also, here's a woman saying, I didn't look at that shit, and y'all still shit on her.
That's a good point. She's always like, oh, all women care about is money. They just care about money. And then here's a woman saying, I don't care about money. And it's like, that's wrong. Like, no matter what you do, it's wrong. There's just nothing, there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't do anything right. She unwittingly made her husband sound like a deadbeat is the idea. I don't think so. I mean, she is like extremely like famous and rich. Like it makes sense that somebody like it makes sense that unless she marries like a movie star or something or somebody else that's extremely famous and rich, that she would make more money than him. I don't think that's like putting anyone down if you marry somebody who's like a normal person and you just happen to be very famous and rich. Like it's, yeah, I don't see it that way. I kind of see what you're saying, but I don't think in this case I don't think that makes sense in this case, just because she's like way up here in terms of like financial success. So if anybody's like even above average, it would be way less than her. So that it would be hard to, yeah, I don't know. I think if somebody says that they married somebody for love, that sounds like a good, like, noble thing. I don't see how that's like degrading or anything.
Someone just wrote in the chat, preach done replace ABBA with this random fine shit.
He still got the get up.
Yo!
They did feel bad for Pearl, and I'm not looking to, have our audience make fun of her. I'm not looking to make fun of her on the show. Like, she lost the debate. It was embarrassing enough. I was going to move on.
She didn't lose the debate. She didn't show up.
After she shook my hand, said good debate, and she appeared to be a good sport about it, she then went on to mock my husband because I talked about how feminism allowed me the economic freedom to marry a man for love and not because I'm looking for someone to financially take care of me. She started calling him a loser and all this nonsense and like just tons of various posts on X. And I'm like, oh, you want to keep playing? All right, I'm down to play. And so here are some highlights.
Okay, and they go on to shit on her, shit on me. But yes, she kept posting afterwards about her husband and all this other stuff. So I'm all looking at these fucking fat whales and they're asking me the question and I just want to remind them what they are. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, but fuck it, because like men don't get custody 75% of the time.
Shut up, man.
He does a good Pearl impression.
Oh my God.
They don't get custody. Do you want to know where I get those numbers from? Don't ask me, I don't know. And I just think that's just reality.
Taking advice from someone like Pearl will ensure that you will be lonely and incredibly sad.
It's so funny because how have you done this for 20 years and that's your closing statement?
You didn't have a statement. It don't matter what kind of statement she had. You didn't have none. You didn't have an opening, a middle, a conclusion, an end statement, nothing. You didn't have a statement.
But I had a rebuttal. You ready?
Yeah. It must have been crazy being Anna, right?
Guys, tune in, subscribe to Just Pearly
Oh, he's gonna do the, okay, he's still doing it.
Things where you guys can get information and break out of the matrix. Men deserve everything. Women don't deserve anything. In fact, women don't even deserve their legs. If we can get rid of those, I think it's a good idea because then they can't.
I mean, it's funny, but didn't they really kind of do that, like in China, where they used to break their feet so they couldn't run away?
Walk away from marriage. They can't just divorce you before they get their legs taken care of. I think women have gotten away too long with having rights. Is there anything else?
No.
I have black fatigue. I don't want to hear from you.
Thank you.
Oh no. I wonder if this was like rehearsed or if he just made all that up on the spot, because this whole episode was hilarious. This whole thing. It wasn't that he wasn't famous, but that he was directionless. Marrying for love is A+. I don't really see it that way, but okay. Oh no, don't take the legs. Not the legs. Oh my goodness. This whole thing is something. Like, with how badly Pearl bombed that whole debate, the fact that she had the cojones to go on social media afterwards and throw shade at Hannah, she deserves every bit of whatever Xana has to dish out, because that's to lose that badly and then still come back out and act like that. And yeah, that's I get a lot of like secondhand embarrassment from Pearl in general. That's sad. All right. What else do we have for today? What time is it actually? Actually, let me check my stuff over here real quick. Don't get me wrong, I'm all familiar for love, especially in this economy. If I were a father, I would not have encouraged marrying an unemployed guy. Oh, like if for your daughter too. Okay. I see what you mean. I gotcha. Okay. We have Trump, and we have a few like short ice follow-up things. I think there was something else, but I don't know if there's not a ton of time still. And I guess the Trump thing is related to the ice stuff as well. So the rest of the stream isn't like as fun, but I did want to, since we kind of started talking about it last stream, I did want to follow up with a few things. Let me find. I'm gonna have to find this video real quick. Where did it go? I think there was an actual video of this, so that way I don't have to like read it out loud, and I could just put the video up. That might be easier if I just found it. Oops. I think this is it. This looks right. Oh, this is a little long. Hang on. I kind of want to find a smaller clip. This one's kind of long. Alright, I guess I'll just start playing a little bit safe. Maybe we won't do the whole thing. Hopefully the part that I wanted to really see is near the beginning. It sounds like it probably is. I'm opening a timeshare in Greenland. Interesting. Oh no. At least it sounds like he's now saying he's not gonna plan on using like force to take Greenland, but who knows if he's gonna say something different tomorrow. But at least there's that. This Greenland thing is out of control. We got somebody interested. Greenland is mostly like ice, right? There's not that much like livable landmass as far as I know there. Which is weird, because why would they call I find it that annoying that like Iceland and Greenland, like Iceland is a lot more green than Greenland, and Greenland is a lot more icy than Iceland. Why don't they just switch names? Why do they have to do that to us? It makes no sense. There is no Greenland, only force. Frost doctrine. You gotta take her right there. Not the Frost doctrine. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll do this ice thing real quick. I'm not gonna spend like all night on this, but I did figure since We talked about it before. We might as well follow up a little bit. Okay. So this is a police spokesperson. What's his? There's an article too. Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn. I can't say Brooklyn. Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Bruley. He spoke in Minneapolis on June 16th. So this is from where all that is going on. The Minneapolis area seems like that's where the hotspot is for a lot of the like ICE and protesters and a lot of craziness going on.
Message that we want to share with you. What you won't hear from any of us today is rhetoric of abolish, be immigration enforcement. The truth is, immigration enforcement is necessary for our national security and for local security. But how it's done is extremely important. In fact, we have a long history of working exceptionally well with our federal partners, including ICE agents, and we have seen the best of them perform their job extremely well in the past.
Yeah, so this isn't coming from like a leftist, like ICE protester out in the street, or like somebody who's got like Trump derangement syndrome or anything. This is like a cop, and so far like he's not saying anything controversial or anything.
With that said, recently, as the last 2 weeks, we as law enforcement community have been receiving endless complaints about civil rights violations in our streets from U.S. citizens. What we're hearing is they're being stopped in traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally.
That is not a country I want to live in. We have heard of countries like that in our history books, and we always kind of pointed and laughed and like, oh, we have freedom. Like, look at these crazy countries back in the day. They had all this crazy authoritarian stuff. You had to show papers everywhere you went. People didn't have freedom. Like, we have freedom. We got all the freedom over here, and to have this happen here is, I find that disturbing.
As this went on over the past 2 weeks, we started hearing from our police officers the same complaints as they fell victim to this while off duty. Every one of these individuals is a person of color who has had this happen to them. In Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork.
Yeah, Americans don't generally carry their like passport on them or their like citizenship papers. We carry a driver's license. Like, that's all we got. And the driver's license doesn't tell you like if you're a citizen or not a citizen. And even if it did, like that's not appropriate. You don't just pull somebody over to randomly ask them if they're a citizen. That's not how this country is supposed to work.
When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, prevented her from recording it.
And that's scary. Like, now if you should be able to record cops. Like, you should be able to. It protects you and it protects them. Like, if the person they're pulling over is out of control, then the cops have the evidence that this person was out of control. So, in fact, like, I think they should all have body cams. They shouldn't be walking around without cameras at all. And if a person is pulling out their phone to record them, to knock the phone out of their hand, that is scary. Like, I can only imagine how scary that is, especially like after they shot that woman. Whether you think that was right or not, like that happened. So I can understand like that being really, really, really scary if like you're the one that's pulled over and all these people are surrounding you, yelling at you. They like often have their guns drawn, they're knocking your phone out of your hand, like, and now if something bad happens to you, you can't even prove it. They can beat you up and you have no evidence. They can just say you fell down the stairs or whatever. Like, that is completely inappropriate. And they're doing this to cops. Like, I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but this is like other cops that are off duty that they're pulling over. Like, they're pulling over random people and they don't know that this is like a cop they're pulling over because they don't have like their uniform or whatever on. And this is how they're treating people in general.
Had their guns drawn during this interaction. And after the officer became so concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down.
Yes, so they're just out and about doing their regular life outside of being a cop, and if they don't know that you're a cop, then they treat you like they treat everybody else, and the cops are finding out how exactly everybody else gets treated when they're off the clock.
The agents then immediately left after hearing this, making no...
And of course, once they find out that they're a cop, then they leave you alone. But it's so scary that if you're not a cop, what happens?
No other comments, no other apologies, just got in their vehicles and left. I wish I could tell you that this was an isolated incident. In fact, many of the chiefs standing behind me have similar incidents with their off-duty officers. This isn't just important because it happened to off-duty police officers, but what it did do is we know that our officers know what the Constitution is, they know what right and wrong is, and they know when people are being targeted, and that's what they were. If it is happening to our officers, it pains me to think of how many of our community members are falling victim to this every day.
That's a good point, because how many cops are there? If they manage to pull over, it sounds like a good number of cops that happen to be off duty. How many people that are regular citizens are they pulling over constantly? If they manage to accidentally catch in their net that many cops, because there's not that many cops compared to other civilian people. I didn't see that coming. That's something.
It has to stop.
Why don't we just take all of the ice and put them on Iceland? Why don't we just do that? Or, you know what's better? Why don't we just take all the ice and put them on the border to protect the border? How about that?
This behavior erodes the trust that these police chiefs have worked tirelessly for the last 5 years and theoretically the last 60 years to stop this exact behavior from happening. Now, I want to be really clear. I've called lots of other ICE agents and HSI agents and have talked to a lot of individuals about this. This is not widespread. This is a small group of agents within the surge in the metro area that are performing or acting this way. As a matter of fact, as rumors of this had spread, I've received phone calls from ICE agents and HSI agents indicating this is not how they act, this is not what they do.
It seems like, if that's true, a smaller group of out-of-control ICE agents are pulling over a lot of people and harassing them.
Regardless, we're calling to action that we have more...
And when you get pulled over, you don't know which one you're going to get. And you shouldn't even be pulled over if you're not doing anything wrong. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Supervision over the surge, that this type of civil rights violations have to stop. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Henry of the St. Paul Police Department.
All right. I think we kind of get the gist there. This is 30 minutes long. I don't want to do the whole thing, but that's kind of the gist of it. There's off-duty cops that are being pulled over, and they're finding out what it's like to be a citizen, a regular citizen, and it's not pretty. Too many beyond the border. Well, then get a warrant for the dangerous ones, but I think the priorities are completely out of whack currently. All right, and then I think the other one was. Let me get this one pulled up, because the other one was the Trump. I guess we can go to the Trump thing now, and then we can. There's one more, and then we'll call it a day. But so Trump did a thing. He had a speech or something he gave, and let me find. Yep, let me find the timestamps here. So I guess first we can cover the Renee Good related stuff, because when the Renee Good thing first happened, Trump had some choice words to say, but it seems like he's singing a very different tune now. I want to find the older one, but now it's I'm getting a bunch of the stuff that's new, but where Where's his original statement? All right. Well, let me I guess pull up the whole thing. And so originally, when Renee was killed, he came out and I think between him and his administration, everybody else that's in federal government, they were labeling her a terrorist. They were saying she was running over that guy and everything, and that is unfortunate or something. But basically excusing it, that the cop didn't do anything wrong, and she was like a crazy loud terrorist or something. That was kind of the gist of it. And now it's a little different. So let me get. Did I not save? Did I not save it? I thought I saved it. Let me get the thingamajig. It should have been over here somewhere. Maybe it's in a tab. I gotta organize better. This time I even had like a list of specific videos I wanted to do, and I don't have them organized better or anything. Is this it? One second. Let me get the exact one, that way the timestamps are accurate. Yeah, here it is. I got this. I know what I'm doing. And it is actually this one, so I got the right one the first time. Alright. And now let me get timestamp. This is around. Is it 5? Yeah, because there's something 5 minutes in, and then there's a little bit more 35 minutes in. Right, let's hit them both here. Go. About 5 minutes. 5:28. We'll go 5 minutes.
Here, convicted 24 times. He's going to be good here, right? It doesn't work that way. He's a man murderer. It's one of many. One of many. All they want to do is get him out. They want to take.
Okay, get these murderers out. Fine, but randomly pulling people over asking for papers is not the way to do it. And the little Mexican like run shop down the corner where they sell tacos or whatever, and they've been here for 20 years. Maybe get those last. Get those murderers first. But their priorities are completely flip-flopped.
Take him out of our country. And we're met with paid agitators and insurrectionists, troublemakers. They're paid.
Insurrectionists. It's Trump saying it too. I didn't even notice that last time I brought it up, when I've seen a bunch of comments on like stuff like the Renee Good and like ICE protest videos as people calling anyone that protests ICE insurrectionists. They're all insurrectionists. When that's exactly what everybody on the left called the January 6 people, and they were not freaking insurrectionists. This whole like using this word is the same thing when the left was doing it to the January 6 people, and it's the exact same thing now when Trump and everybody and all the Trump supporters are doing it to the ICE like protest people. Like it's the exact same thing. This is not freaking insurrection. It's so annoying. That is extremely annoying.
You know, when the woman was shot, and I felt terribly about that.
It didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like he felt that terrible about it.
And I understand both sides of it.
Completely different tune. He is singing a completely different tune now. He must have had enough backlash from even people that are on his own side that don't agree with, like, oh, she was a random terrorist who deserved it kind of situation. So, very different.
But when she was shot, There was another woman that was screaming shame, 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 right? You saw it. So loud. Like a professional opera singer. She was so loud.
What does that have to do with anything? Who cares?
And so professional.
And this professional thing, like, sure, maybe, but do you have evidence besides she's loud? His evidence for professional agitator is that she was loud.
She wasn't a woman that was hurt, like, oh, my heart's injured. She was a professional. She's shame, shame. She's screaming, shame, shame. I said, that's not a normal person. That's a professional.
This professional thing, I don't know about that.
He's a
I think people are just mad.
Professional agitators and professional people that want to see our country do badly. But that's not happening because we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, despite this. Look at this.
Why does he keep holding his paper up?
All top of the line criminals. They're not going to be good. They're not going to be well behaved here. I could do.
What is this doing for us? Like, holding all of these random papers up, that's not doing anything for us. Like, that's not explaining anything. If all these people are out there and they're so bad, go get them. But this isn't that's not who we're talking about. Like, we're not talking about ICE going after, like, these people. That's not where the problem is. And sure, I mean, I think maybe for the left, some of them, like, don't even want ICE going after anybody. I understand that. I don't agree with that. I think, like, sure, there's bad people, go get them out. Fine, but priorities are completely out of whack. Completely out of whack. Professional opera singer, yeah, I know, I don't know where he's going with that. Professional people can't be normal, you heard it here first. Absolutely. I don't understand where he's getting this professional from just because somebody was loud. Like
the 2000s, we had over 3,000 in the last fairly short while.
Either Trump has always been completely out of whack and I'm only starting to see it now, or he has lost his marbles.
Just in Minnesota, what's the number, Carol? 10,000.
10,000 criminals arrested in Minnesota alone.
10,000 criminals. And these are serious criminals. Now, how can a place with 10,000 criminals, how can you have a state? And yet they're fighting us. I like that guy. Keeps nodding to me. Do you agree with me, I guess? I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like him. He keeps nodding. He says, you're right. He's obviously a little on the right side, maybe.
And then the other part was 35 minutes in. We're not doing the whole thing. I can't do like an hour and 42 minutes of this. I can't. 35 minutes in is where it says the next one is. Where he brings it up again. Best interpretation, professional means someone is being paid by shadow entity to cause trouble and is skilled at astroturf. Yeah, but his evidence for that is somebody's loud. I'm not disagreeing that there is such a thing as professional agitators. Actually, America is like the source of a lot of those overseas. Like a lot of protests overseas, especially in countries that we coincidentally have problems with. There's a lot of times when they have like, oh, the people are rising up. It's United States, like shadow agencies paying for it. So I understand that there is such a thing and that does exist. And it's not impossible that there is some domestically on both sides. But saying that we know that that's true because the lady was loud, like an opera singer, therefore she was paid, and the protester astroturfed because somebody's loud. That's not evidence. I'm sorry. Sorry, Trump. That's not evidence.
Doing this work. And, you know, they're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, you know, they're dealing with rough people. They're going to make a mistake. Sometimes it can happen. We feel
completely different tune.
Terribly.
From ICE can do no wrong to sometimes they make mistakes.
I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had the tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. Everybody would say, ICE would say the same thing. But when I learned her parents and her father in particular I hope he still is, but I don't know, was a tremendous Trump fan. He was all for Trump, loved Trump.
Also, why does he speak about himself in third person? It's weird.
And
He's always done that. I always found that completely, like, I don't even know exactly why. I don't even know why I could possibly. I have no ideas as to why he does this, but he talks about himself in third person often, and I don't get it.
you know, it's terrible. I was told that by a lot of people. They said, "Oh, he loves you. He was a." I hope he still feels that way. I don't know. It's hard.
I don't know. I mean, if my daughter was murdered by somebody that had no business murdering her, and the reason he was even there in the first place was this guy, I don't know if I'd like him anymore. But
Hard situation. But her father was a tremendous, and parents were tremendous Trump fans. It's so sad. It just happened.
It's interesting, like, he goes on and on about this specifically, but before he learned that, it wasn't as big of a deal. But now that he's learned that her parents are, like, his supporters, now it's more sad. Now it's like, now there's some humanity in here, and maybe this was a mistake, and kind of connecting those dots. But initially, way different response. Completely different.
It's terrible. Halted all refugee admissions to the United
All right. And that was pretty much all he had to say about Renee here. So some in the beginning, some at the end. I guess about the third person, maybe it aids name recognition. Not that he needs it. Yeah, I was... but maybe it's a habit. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, like, not that he needs it. Absolutely. Like, that's what I immediately thought too. Like, I don't know anybody that like doesn't know who he is. He's probably like the most famous person on planet Earth. Probably the only people who don't know who he is that like uncontacted tribe. Oh, speaking of the tribe, I did have a few more videos about like another ICE video, but I don't know. It's pretty short, so let me get it, and then we'll do the tribe thing. I forgot about the tribe thing too. Let me find. Yeah.
My name is
Look, they got a little grandpa in his underwear
Charlie.
in the snow. He's got a little they've got a little grandpa out in the snow in his underwear. What did the grandpa do?
Scott Tao. I'm 56 years now, so the point I got to me.
It's some random like Asian guy.
Me and my daughter-in-law, and then they told me to come out here without my clothes on. I was short only, and then they just handcuffed me right there. And then when they took me out there, my grandson was picking on the window.
He's got like Crocs on in the snow.
So your grandson
and underwear.
And watched everything.
Yeah, my grandson watched everything. After they took me, he was crying, looking for me. They just take me out there without any clothes on, unless only the blanket, only my grandson's blanket, cover me, take me out there to the car. They didn't say anything that was wrong. And then suddenly, they tried to take a photo of me, but I didn't want to, right? And then they drove me all the way to Minneapolis, I don't know where, and we stopped middle of nowhere. So my son grabbed my ID, showing to them. They just said, okay, you're good. So they freed me. Yeah. And they didn't say anything. They didn't say sorry or anything. They just, okay, you're good.
So that they randomly kidnapped this grandpa until finally his son went and like found some ID for him, and they're like, okay, bye.
They just left. That's about it.
And they left. Oops. That's disturbing. Like that's terrifying for me. Like where I live, we don't really have like this going on unless it's like in Minneapolis. So, but if I like put myself in their shoes, like in the people who live there, that at any moment, well, I'm white, so I probably am not like at risk of that. But if I was like even a little bit like darker, I would be so scared. Like I would be so scared. I would just be like in my house minding my own business, but it looks like not even Asians are safe. Like this is like an old little Asian grandpa. Not even Asians are safe. Like what? So maybe it's not. It does seem like they're going more about after people of color. But if they got this Asian grandpa, then maybe they're gonna move on to people who look more white too. And like I can just imagine how terrifying that is if you're just a little bit darker, that at any moment you could wake up and people are like dragging you out of your house in your undies in the snow. And then when they realize you're a citizen, they just laugh at you and drop you and say bye and drive off. Like that this is unacceptable behavior. This is unacceptable. And a lot of people in the comments, a lot of comments I'm seeing like that. I don't know if it's bots or if some of those are real people, but I'm seeing a lot of people defend ICE like there's no tomorrow. Like no matter what, they can do no wrong. And I don't know how you can see stuff like this. Like, okay, the Renee Good lady, she was leftist, she was annoying, people don't like that. She didn't deserve to get shot. But whatever, even if you have an issue with that and you disagree, that's fine. This is like a little Asian grandpa. How can you see something like this and still say that ICE can do no wrong? They're not freaking angels. These are not even regular people. These are poorly trained people who specifically sign up. A lot of them sign up for this job because they know they can go out and be bullies. That's what they're for. So I don't know. I just if you're one of those people that think that ICE can do no wrong and you see something like this, like I hope that maybe that changes your mind a little bit. So yeah, I'm not gonna there's more that are just like that. This isn't like an isolated incident, obviously, but it's scary. Like I wouldn't want to live like that. This is not how America is supposed to be. This isn't what this country is supposed to be like at all. All right, let me find the tribe thing. So there is a tribe in the Amazon that's basically uncontacted. It seems like they live somewhat close or like sometimes travel near some like some people who are like modern settlements, and it seems like there's some conflict. Like sometimes they shoot arrows at them, and sometimes there's like logging that are trying to log the areas where the jungle that they live in, so that's threatening them. So there's issues here, but it seems like the tribe is basically just now they have been like trying to sort of communicate with them in a positive way. They sent them some bananas or something in a boat. But anyway, let me just show you 1 second. Where is that? Here we go. And I actually I find it crazy that there are still people on this planet that are human beings that don't know about like society in the modern world. Like they're literally like there are still tribes out there, very few. This is probably one of like 2 that I know of, but I don't know if there's any more out there somewhere. It's very unlikely that there's any left besides like a handful that literally like don't know anything about the modern world, that are actual humans that live like people used to live thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And I find that kind of like baffling and amazing, and it really makes you think, I guess. But here is, so this is on Lex Fridman. I used to like him, but lately not so much after the wait. Ever since the Ukraine thing, because he's very like, he did a few interviews and it was very obvious that he was very like pro-Ukraine. And ever since that, I just didn't really like him. So, and after that, I started noticing like a bunch of other things that seemed like, I don't know, just kind of disingenuous. And anyway, long story short, I stopped listening to him, so I didn't really notice this come out until I was sort of scrolling earlier, and I noticed this clip. So they're gonna start. So this guy was over there, and they were taking photographs. So he's saying they used to have blurry photos, but now they have like these cameras with all this like crazy zoom and really like nice modern equipment, so they can take like really close-up photos and listen to them and see them and everything. So that's what he's saying here. So here's some of the footage.
They're out. They're coming down the beach.
Yeah.
So this is them over there, but the person that was running was obviously not like in a t-shirt. That's not one of them. But this is them over here. That is crazy.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
You see
They got spears.
how many thousands of butterflies. But look at the way they move. Look at the way they point. Look at him with his bow. Wow.
They're trying to figure out what they're looking at.
And they didn't know what the cameras are there. So this was the guys looking out the back. So he's going, there's something back here. He could hear the women in the farm. And I'm looking in every direction because I'm going, which way is the arrow coming from? But see, he has his shotgun. This is just like a farm shotgun. Even if he shot it, you have to use a stick to bang out the shell. But see, as they come closer, they start laying down there. See, he's laying down his bow and arrow. They understand. No mole.
So these are warriors, and the way they were at first moving, it really looked like they're ready for violence. And now they're all standing there relaxed.
Yeah.
And smiling? Are they smiling?
Smiles come at some point. I would say that one of these guys seemed like in a leadership position. He did most of the talking.
What's with the different hand gestures? The holding your hand up to the face. All of this means something.
All of this means something. Some had red smeared on their faces. Some had yellow.
Did you have a sense of hierarchy at all, like the boss?
Again, there was just these two dominant guys, and like this guy and one other guy who looked almost like him, like his brother.
Yeah.
Gesture.
It's hard to tell like who looks more alike, because it seems like from this far away, especially, a lot of them look similar. Anyway, so there's this Uncontacted tribe. It looks like they sent them some bananas, so they're going after the bananas. And then the thing that started kind of bothering me is, where is this? So he keeps going over here. Then they send them
Tools. They don't. Imagine if you showed them ice.
They keep like sending them stuff because they keep asking for stuff. I guess there's a translator that somehow learned their language, or I don't know exactly how they're communicating with them. But they have apparently some guy that's out there.
I mean, you hear Percy Fawcett encountering the tribes. We've heard of anecdotal accounts of the tribes. This is the first time that the tribes have been filmed. We can hear their voices, that there's a documented interaction happening.
See, like, so this guy is from like the modern world, and it looks like, so what he said here is this guy gave them, so they were like pointing at his shirt, like his t-shirt, and he like gave them his t-shirt. And I have concerns because like he's like, they're in the jungle. He's got to be like sweating all over it. He gave them his like sweaty t-shirt. Did we learn nothing by the whole Native Americans and Europeans moving in with all of our diseases that we are immune to, but they aren't? Like, what if there's something on the t-shirt that we're immune to, but they get in contact with some like virus or something that's on there that people like generally carry that doesn't affect us, but next time you go You show up a month later and they're all wiped out because of some virus that was on a t-shirt that started spreading. I think this was so reckless. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about like microbiology or medicine or like science or whatever, that maybe something about that is like not a big deal. Like maybe viruses can't travel on sweaty t-shirts or something. Maybe maybe they're on like stinky sweaty t-shirts. For some reason I don't think that's the case. Like intuitively it seems like that would be dangerous, but that's too reckless. Like people like this, they don't they don't have the same immunities that we do. So I'm just very worried that this kind of interacting with them might wipe most of them out. And we just found them basically and just started interacting with them. And I think we need to look at our history and take some of the lessons that we learned contacting previous natives and how that went, and try to avoid doing that again. Maybe let's not do that. If anything, maybe they want to live, you know? Maybe they want to live. Maybe they don't want to get all of our diseases that they have no immunities to. Imagine seeing planes or a helicopter if you're one of these uncontacted tribes. Yeah, I wonder what they think about that. It doesn't, like, what they think those things are, because at some point, like, those things started showing up and flying over them, and they must have some way of like explaining it. I am so curious about like what their society is like, what they believe about stuff, like how they think. But at the same time, it's not fair to them, like just because we want to know about them and we want to study them and we're curious, like these are human beings. Like they're human beings like us. Like we're human beings too. They're human beings too. Just because they've been like isolated for so long, it doesn't make them like lab rats for us to poke and prod at. Like I don't know. I think if anything, they should be left alone, and we need to like, I agree with this guy right here. He's saying that we need to protect them. It seems like they're trying to like buy out the rainforest that they're in so that they're protected from loggers, and try to like sort of just patrol them. And he says that if they want to come and meet us, that we should let them, but we shouldn't force them. And I agree with that. I really do. If they want to come out and they want to be part of the world, they're curious about us, and they want to be peaceful and, you know, interact, I think that's totally fine. I think that would be great. I would really like that selfishly. Like I would like to learn about them. I am like just so curious. But at the same time, if they want to be left alone, I think we should respect that, and not force them into anything. Hello, Bustard. Def not pro-Ukraine or pro-Russia. I am not pro-Ukraine. Everyone loves free stuff. Yeah, that's true. Everyone does love free stuff. It seems like they are very human in that regard. Well, that makes sense. I mean, they are human. They are humans like us. So it's not surprising that they also love free stuff like we do. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of that, and then they kind of go into talk about it some more, and then kind of what I said about, like, there's logging, they're trying to buy this rainforest, there's a large area of it we know that they live on, or kind of hunter-gatherer through, or whatever it is that's going on there. Something else, while I was watching this, something that was suggested to me was a Matt Walsh video of all things. And I have not watched this one, but the title says that we should go and like contact them, that they should be contacted. So let me find that real quick. And I saw it and I was like, what the... So this is Matt Walsh. I think I kind of started watching this, but I don't know, like, I hope this isn't going to be one of those like religious things, because I can just see like, oh no, an uncontacted tribe. I can already see a bunch of like crazy religious people going in and trying to convert them to their own religion. Whether it's, I guess Christians are pretty known for trying to convert others, and I could just see like, I think I remember there was the North Sentinel. There's also like a tribe living on the North Sentinel Island. Sentinel. Is that how you say it? And there's also a tribe there on the island, and I remember somebody like a Christian went to try to teach them about Jesus or something, and they killed him. So I don't know why. Obviously not all Christians. There are lots of Christians that are perfectly respectful, wonderful people, but some of them, for some reason, get this bug where they see an uncontacted tribe and decide they have to go and butt in and tell them about Jesus, and that's something I'm not okay with. I find that to be not cool. Like, I respect if you want to believe what you want to believe, but leave the people alone, okay? So I don't know if that's what Matt Walsh's take is supposed to be. I hope it's not that, but I guess we'll see. 1.5, that should be okay. Ever heard this life story of Otabanga? Darwinism has consequences. I have not heard of that, and you will be appalled. Matt Walsh on a definite stream. What? You're talking about Jim Elliott, Nate Saint, and others who reached out to the Auca tribe. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened to if that happened to more than one tribe either. There's got to be many cases of this happening, and I'm not a fan of that. All right, let's see. So I guess he saw the video that we sort of kind of skimmed through and explained. Oh, I already had it up. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, finally, I thought this was cool. This is from Lex Friedman's show. And I like his show. I think it's interesting. I like that he talks to different sorts of people, scientists, archaeologists, people with strange theories and ideas about the world. I don't listen to very many podcasts, but if I ever am going to listen to one, it will be about a subject that has nothing to do with politics. And I can't stand especially the long-form interview podcasts that are just rambling 19-hour conversations about nothing with someone who is not remotely interesting. The podcast where it's like, hey, we're sitting down with this person, we're going to talk for 7 hours. Who cares what that person has? They have nothing interesting to say whatsoever. The only person, literally the only person who knows how to do the long, kind of unfocused, conversational style of interview and can do it with basically anybody and make it interesting is Joe Rogan. Now, he's the master of the art form. Everybody else sucks at it. Everyone else sucks at it. So if you're thinking, well, what about this person? Yeah, that person too. Everyone else who tries to do the long, conversational kind of long-form interest.
That has nothing to do with
anything. I mean, objectively, this is the most fascinating thing that has happened on anybody's podcast, including mine, in a long time. It's hard.
Okay, so he talks about how fascinating it is. He watches some of the same videos that we saw.
You asked for bananas. We don't cut the trees here. All of us here are not tree cutters. We're indigenous people, and he couldn't explain who the hell we were, but they're like, we don't cut the trees. We're not the loggers. But then they don't have boats. They don't have stone tools. They don't. Imagine if you showed them ice. Yeah,
so
pants. He was in his underwear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's genuinely historic. We've never seen footage this clear and up close of uncontacted tribes. Usually the footage is like Bigfoot, grainy off in the distance and that sort of thing. But this is very vivid. Obviously, if you're watching the video podcast, you saw very vivid, very clear. And it's fascinating. He said these people don't have boats or stone tools. That means these are literally prehistoric people, like pre-Stone Age. Okay? The ancient Egyptians are futuristic compared to these people. If these people stumbled upon technology from 4,000 years ago, they would be flummoxed. Don't have boats. I mean, human beings first started using boats like 10,000 years ago. And they don't even have that. A boat is 10,000-year-old technology. And it's far more advanced than what these people have. So that's fascinating, again, on an anthropological level. And it also raises all kinds of questions which are forbidden. Like, if Europeans had never come to the New World, which we're told by the left, that's what they should have happened. Never should have come here. We stole this land. We're intruders. Well, if Europeans had never come, would the entire hemisphere still be stuck in this state, naked, carrying spears, perpetually living in a sort of prehistoric condition. Now, granted, some of the tribes in the Americas were more advanced than this. Certainly the Mesoamerican tribes, many of the North American tribes were more advanced than this. But all of them were thousands of years behind the Europeans of the 16th century. And would they still be there if that contact had never been made? And I think the answer is obviously yes. But
I don't know if that's true. It's very obvious that for whatever reason, these people haven't advanced like hardly at all, while the like Native Americans and the tribes in Mesoamerica that he's talking about, like the Mayans and whatever, a lot of those people, they had tools, they had buildings, they made those pyramids and whatever. They had a lot more, like, they were doing a lot more to progress in terms of like technology than, for some reason, these people haven't. I don't know if, I think it's, I'm not obviously an anthropologist or archaeologist or anthropologist, whatever it is. Archaeologist is like digging up old like pots and whatever, and I thought it was anthropologist is like studying people from a while ago. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But regardless of what it's called, I think that if people advance in terms of technology when they run into difficulties. Technology is meant to solve problems. So I imagine if you live in a place where, like, say you have enough food or something, or you like a jungle, if you have enough and you don't have like problems that you like have to solve to survive beyond like what you've already done, there's not as much incentive to advance technology wise. While people that had to deal with the cold and things like that, we had to advance a lot more in order to even survive in worse conditions. So I think that has something to do with why some areas advance technologically more than others. It's mostly because of necessity. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I could be wrong, obviously. But to say that he basically knows for a fact that if Europeans never came to the Americas, that they would be exactly the same as we found them, hundreds of years later, I think that's bullshit. I think that's straight up bullshit. That is complete, like, he just thinks he's so much better than those people, and I think that's bullshit. That's where I'm at with that. I don't think he could possibly know that. They were obviously making different kinds of progress. Just because this particular tribe hasn't, doesn't mean that all of those other people that made way more progress wouldn't have. That makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't. Otabenga was an African pygmy who was kept in a Bronx to exhibit children. That is horrible. I have not heard about that. That is horrible and awful. I hope that we have learned from history and never do anything that fucked up again.
Because this is what happened when you have these native tribes and you really don't make any contact. You go out of your way to not contact them.
And also, this tribe has like some land, but they're in the middle of jungle. Like, the only thing that we can take from jungle is like we can go in there and start logging and stuff, which is what companies have been doing. But if we want to protect even some of this planet, climate change is like one thing. I don't know if I fully believe in that. I think some of the models are completely off. Obviously climate is always changing, but I don't think like there's this catastrophic like thing. Anyway, leaving that aside, that's one thing. I know some of those models are off. The green stuff isn't as green as they think it is. It's all kinds of garbage, and I really like birds. I have a parrot. I don't like birds getting hurt with the windmills and whatever. So there's issues with like the green stuff too. And it's also as much as like the gas companies are out to make a profit, so are all these like green companies that sell solar panels or whatever. They also want to make a profit. So long story short, regardless of all of that, I think that it's worth saving. There are still parts of our planet that are wild. These people are proof of that. Not Matt Walsh. I mean, he's a different kind of. Anyway, this tribe over here that we found, that they're proof that there are still small parts of our planet that are untouched and wild, and I think it's worth preserving that. I think the fact that humans before just went in there willy-nilly, and most of the like species are like extinct now because we weren't careful, and we have a chance now. We have like this small area that is untouched. We have a chance to protect it, and we have a chance to, like, for once, do it right. I'm not saying that we should never have, like, the Europeans should have never, like, come to the Americas. I think there were certainly things that were done wrong here, but to say that should have never even showed up, I don't think that's the same, because this is like a whole continent, and of course eventually we're going to go here, but this is like in the middle of the Amazon. It's super wild there. We don't need to be there. We have literally the rest of the planet. We don't need to have this also little like patch of land that they're onto. We don't also need that. Like we have enough. Let them have it. And if of course they want to come out and join the rest of us, that's totally fine too. But I don't think we should be forcing them. I don't think that's fair. So Matt Walsh, totally, his comparisons, they have nothing to do with each other. The fact that Europeans came over here to America at some point and bad things happened to the natives, and now they have technology. I think if you ask the natives, I don't know if they would rather have, not murdered most of their ancestors, or would they rather have technology? I don't know. Maybe there's some split on that. Maybe they would rather have stayed with like most of their people and not be forced into this world. I don't know. Maybe some of them think it's an acceptable thing, although I kind of doubt that. I honestly don't know. But I think we at least can agree that there were horrible things done to those people that shouldn't have been done. Even if we were to move in and like take some of the land, maybe we could have been more honest about like trading for it. Maybe there were just things that we could have done better. We could have been better, and we have a chance to be better now. And he's talking about like a whole like 2 continents versus like one little patch in the Amazon and comparing it. So just because we came over here and now we have technology here, that means that we should go over there and butt in and force them into like the modernity. That makes no sense.
What happens is that they just don't advance at all.
So they lasted this long without advancing at all.
And that raises the next question. Would that have been better? Would it have been better if all the tribes of the New World had been left in the year 5000 BC, give or take?
Again, he has no evidence whatsoever that for some reason those tribes, as he calls it, would have been exactly the same hundreds of years later. They could have made their own progress because they were already making technological progress way more than these people.
I think definitely no. I mean, when anybody...
He is pulling it out of his ass. He doesn't know. He's just saying that.
Anybody want to live like that? We know about the noble savage myth, this idea that the native people lived in a state of blissful harmony with nature. But the truth, and this is one...
I understand that, sure, there are sometimes people that sort of ignore the brutal realities of living in a more like natural way. I understand that, but that's not to say that there aren't aspects of it's not black and white. I'm saying that there is a gray area here that he's completely missing.
One of the reasons why I find the uncontacted tribes to be so interesting is that it's like you can look in a time machine. I mean, it's like looking in a time machine. It's like someone coming from the past and showing you giving you a magic crystal or something from a movie where you can see what's happening in the past. And so you could do that. We have that right now. You look into the past. And what you find is that people in the far distant past, or people today who are living as though they're in the far distant past, they live brutal lives, brutal and very short lives, where rather than being in a state of harmony, they were constantly afraid of everyone and everything around them. And for good reason.
I don't know if we know that. We don't know anything about these people. Just because they they're afraid of us because we go in and we log those forests and they feel like they're in danger. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are like savages and they're like nonstop brutal and that there's nothing, they don't even have a moment of peace. Like he's painting this black and white picture, but he doesn't know shit. He doesn't. This is literally just him making shit up and acting like he's got something profound here that's matter of fact. This is like Andrew Wilson. This is exactly how that works. Exactly the same energy. I'm gonna say shit in this matter of fact way, but I don't really, I don't have a way of knowing for sure. I'm just gonna act like it's true, and if I say it matter of fact enough, then people are gonna believe me, and that's gonna be reality. It's bullshit. They developed tech recently to scan South American jungles properly for the first time. I heard about that. That is so cool. And there's decent evidence that there were more advanced civilizations than expected in there. Yeah, the jungle, it takes over so quickly that there's a lot of construction that is hidden underneath the jungle, and I find that so cool. Unfortunately, because of people who go and like steal and like go like grave robbing or temple robbing or whatever, like people that go find old ruins and go and steal stuff from them to sell it, because of that they can't like share where a lot of these places are with just anybody. So I think some of them are trying to be kept secret, like the exact locations, so that people that only want to go to like properly, respectfully do research to not destroy it before the rest of the world sees it can do that. But that takes money, of course. But yeah, there's and there's decent evidence there were more advanced civilizations than expected in there, according to some documentary I watched recently that I don't remember for what it's worth. Yeah, no, that is true. They go in and they what is it, like sonar or something, or lidar or something like that, they go in, I think it's called lidar, and they go and they do the mapping. I remember watching something about that as well, and I find that so cool. Like I want to go and I want to see all of it. Obviously I'm not going anywhere, but I at least want to see like somebody go and like video everything so that I could like pretend like I'm going and seeing it. That would be amazing. I really like this old stuff, and even this tribe and everything. I find that so incredible and so interesting. The one thing that he said right is it's almost like looking at the past, and that is amazing. But everything else he said is complete bullshit.
And they suffered in some of the worst ways imaginable and died very young, often of causes that these days are extremely preventable. You know, things like your teeth rotting out of your skull and you get infections in your mouth that kill you. I mean, this is the kind of thing that doesn't happen in the modern world, but very common. And not only did they not have the technological advances that we have today or any of the comforts that we have, they also didn't have much in the way of art or music or...
We don't know that.
They may have a very primitive form of both of those things, but nothing like the richness of music as we know it today.
We don't know that. We don't know any of that.
Well, not... I would say that modern pop music is very rich, but, you know, the music that we need to know, certainly they didn't have a written language.
He is literally contradicting himself. He went as far as to say that, like, the most modern stuff isn't very rich, but go back a little bit and it was rich at that exact time, but apparently not farther back enough. There's this exact point in time where Matt Walsh thinks music is the richest. You go a little bit later, not good enough, a little bit earlier, not good enough, but there's some exact year where it has maximum richness of music, and anything before that is too primitive, anything after that too modern. Like, come on, dude, just see right through you. All right, I guess to go video all of it. Wish me luck. I mean, if you really do, I'd love to see it. That it might be tough. I mean, the jungle is that's something else he's right about. The jungle is it's hard to live in, but they seem to be surviving, and I think that if they want to come out and they want all of our modern nice things, again, we should make contact with them and make peace and introduce them to all of our modern comforts. But if they don't want to, forcing them is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong to force it on them. The richness of the music we know today. And I immediately thought of the worst mumble rap I could think of. No. Yeah, it seems like he had to like double back right after he said it too. I don't take videos. Oh, you take pictures. That would be cool too. I don't know. I think I would want videos also, because it's photos are cool and you can take some really cool photos. But there's something else about like if somebody's like taking a video as they walk through a place that almost seems like you're walking through it as you go. So there's something about where specifically when it comes to like exploring a place, like exploring something unknown, where I think I would like to see somebody actually walk through it. That would be pretty cool. But pictures would be cool too. Maybe both.
They didn't have books or anything like that. And so not a single person who's honest would look at the uncontacted tribe frozen in time and think, man, I'd love to live how they live.
We are not used to it. It's possible that they are perfectly happy. I mean, maybe not. Why don't we like leave them alone and see if they want to come out? Obviously now they know that we exist, and if they want to come out, we can just find some way to communicate that we don't have to fight. This is peace, and let them come out if they want to. But we gotta respect that these are human beings. These aren't like, he's talking about them like wild savages out there, like they don't have rights or whatever. And I have to keep repeating, they're human beings.
Hey, it's too bad I'm not living like that.
You don't have to, Matt. Nobody is forcing you to go out there in the jungle and live like that. You don't have to. Somebody who isn't used to that environment isn't going to have a good time. That's obvious. They are used to that environment. They could be having a good time. Maybe it's not perfect, but maybe that's what they want. Maybe not. Maybe we should ask them and then respect what they say.
No one thinks that. I mean, I visited a primitive tribe, not uncontacted. This was the Maasai tribe in Kenya. But they have a lot of contact with the outside world, but they do live in mud huts. And, you know, they live, again, it's a primitive kind of way. Their way of living hasn't changed in 4,000 years. Everything in the village smells like sewage, both human and...
So there is a tribe that he has personally been to that has been contacted, and they still choose to live in a more primitive way after they have found that there are all these like comforts available to them. What am I missing? What is it that I'm missing here?
And cow in origin, there are flies everywhere.
Okay.
There's like things you don't even think about, especially if you have this kind of Disney version of the past in your head where like everything smells, everything is dirty. Everything is dirty and gross and everything.
Again, I understand how to a modern person that would be gross and we probably couldn't deal with it, but if you're used to that kind of environment, some of those things are just not a big deal. So, just not a big deal.
Smells. Flies everywhere, crawling on everything and everyone.
So stay home, Matt. Nobody's forcing you.
All the time. And it's just not a life that anyone who's lived a better life would want to experience for any...
Stay home. Stay home. Leave them alone. How about that?
Extended period of time. When we think about... So when we fantasize about living an old-fashioned life, you know, going off the grid, something I do fantasize about, where, you know, that kind of thing, we're thinking about, well, wouldn't it be great to live in a nice cabin in the woods with a fireplace, comfortable bed, lots of books, running water, certainly at least, a stove, you know, a wood-burning stove. And so when you think about that, you're fantasizing about living maybe 120 years in the past. And even that, in reality, would be much, much harder than your fantasies account for. The kind of romanticized view. Like
he's doing a lot of projecting here.
In real life, it's a very hard life. But this isn't 120 years. This is like going back 12,000 years. And, you know, you might think, hey, I'd love to go back 50 years, 100 years. You don't want to go back 12,000 years. Nobody wants that.
Nobody is forcing anyone modern to go back and live with the tribe like they do.
That is not a life anybody wants to live.
So
and that leads us to two conclusions. And one is that colonialism was a great good, was by and large a benevolent act,
Um, I don't think the natives saw it that way.
Not perfectly, not all the time. These are not perfect people, but by and large,
It was a little worse than just not perfect.
great good. And then the
I don't know if I would call it like an overall good. I would say neutral, maybe, with like a lot of mistakes made. Like overall, like the outcome, like today, neutral. But a lot of mistakes made. Like we could have done it way better.
second is, which I'm a little bit, I'm certain of that first conclusion. The second conclusion, I'm a little, I can see the argument, but I think the second conclusion is that we should make contact with all of these people and introduce them to the modern world, which isn't to say that we should put them on a plane and fly them here to be immigrants before Democrats get any bright ideas. I mean, they look at that video and they think, you know what? You know where those people should live? Minneapolis. We need those people living in Minneapolis. Yep, get those people to Minneapolis immediately. Get them registered to vote. Let's go. I'm not saying.
I understand he like has all of these like extra political, I suppose, takes that he has to shove in here for no particular good reason. Like none of that is either here nor there. That has nothing to do with anything.
What I'm saying is, I mean, they could continue to live where they
Like any excuse to bring up the latest like political football.
live, but I think introducing them in some way to the modern world is probably the right thing to do. And
I think we've done all the introducing that we needed to. Maybe the only other thing we can do is ensure that they understand that we don't mean harm. That's the only other thing that I could possibly think that we could do without going in and like physically making contact unless they want to.
You know, as fascinating as this kind of footage is, and as sad as it would be in some ways to see these tribes basically disappear, that's kind of a selfish thing. I think when Westerners look at that and say, oh, that'd be so sad. You know, if you modernize and these tribes disappear, it's a sad thing. Well, that's a selfish perspective that we have.
I'm neutral on it. I understand that, and in some way it would be sad, and in some way it would be selfish if we were to force them, if we would like forcibly isolate them, if we built like a big ass wall around them and force them to stay there and exist just the way they are. I agree that would be selfish. But also forcing them into making more of a contact with them than we already did, like from our end, I think that's also wrong. But I'm repeating myself too much. That's kind of that. At least he didn't suggest that we go try teaching Jesus to them or something. I don't know. Maybe
because we just think it's interesting.
But I'm over Matt Walsh. I'm over looking at him. All right. Well. It is getting late, and it is Wednesday. I almost forgot it's a weekday. I always say if I manage to move to Finland, I'll take vids like that of just walking through new places because it's actually kind of interesting from an American perspective. Yeah, there's a lot of places that I think would be cool to see that most Americans don't get to see. Although we are lucky enough in a way that like the United States has such a wide range of like geography and climate and different like geological features and things like that, from especially since we have like Alaska too, technically, and Hawaii, and between like the Grand Canyon and the mountains, and then we have like sort of a jungle-ish area in Florida, and kind of that area too, and then we have the deserts in like Arizona and California and coastal. We have such a wide range of different kinds of regions that we are lucky that we can still stay in the same country and experience a lot of things, but we still, like, most of the world is still outside of our country. So I think it would be cool to experience more of it, and even without necessarily physically going anywhere. And that's kind of the wonderful thing about having the internet and having people that do travel and do take videos like that you technically don't even have to get up off the couch. You could just look up somebody else that traveled somewhere, and it's different than being there. It is different. It's definitely not the same thing as actually traveling somewhere and smelling the air, or breathing the air and then like smelling the flowers, whatever. Or feeling the water or the plants or whatever. It's completely different. But just being able to see it is, I think it's really cool. I think for all of the negative stuff that the internet has brought us, that is one of the really cool things that we can now do. I agree about the US, although the problem with the US is so much looks the same at the same, yeah, the parts with all the fast food and generic stuff. Yeah, that is true too. Especially like if you drive through something like Kansas or something like that, it's like flat for like hours and hours. Just flat. Nothing there, just flat. Just, yeah. So there is that too, of course. But anyway, so I hope this was fun. I hope this was as good for you as it was for me. But anyway, and then I'm missing some bald talk. Oh no, we didn't talk about baldness today. I completely forgot. I don't have any other like baldness related content. I might have to look into some of it. It's just not the same without it, right? But anyway, thanks for hanging out. And I gotta do something about the squeak chair because that is really bothering me. And I'm worried that it's gonna be like on the microphone because every time I like move a little bit, it's like, anyway, I'll look into that. But I had a good night. We'll do another stream on Saturday night, kind of like usual. So we'll try to fall into like a more of a pattern with things, and we'll do something debate related on Saturday. So that is pretty much it. You have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. And if anyone wants to join Discord, oh, I have a button for it. I wonder if this is gonna work. Is it gonna work? Yes, it worked. I pushed the button on the thing and it put a message in the chat, and that is so cool. Okay. Good night.